runners-up of the Chinese regionals showed phenomenal discipline in Hamburg. And with Ori on fire right now in the mid lane, they arrived in great shape for the Kuala Lumpur Major. Cool-headed under pressure and boasting Zen-like balance in their drafts, they are stable, strategic, and deadly. Please give it up for ViCi Gaming. After an impressive showing at the end of the last season for this team, Misery moved from coach to captain, and the impact is undeniable. Winners of the South American Regionals, they're not here to make up the numbers. They're here to go the distance. Introducing paiN Gaming.
Ray, welcome back to the Kuala Lumpur Major, where we are getting ready for our second series of the day. I'm particularly excited about this one because it's paiN who have been the X factor so far here at the Major and have made their way through to a guaranteed 9th to 12th. But they have a very big team in front of them. ViCi Gaming dropping down in an early stage of a Major, not like them at all. And they will be absolutely out for blood to make sure they make a good run through the lower bracket. We've made a couple of changes ourselves here on the panel, so we welcome back Fogged and paiN alongside Black. Hello, gents. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah?
Yep.
I'm excited for this one. Am I wrong to be excited for this one? A lot of people would look at this and just go, but this is going to be a beatdown. ViCi are too good for them.
I'm excited just for at least one particular matchup. I'm excited for CCNC versus Ori. I want to see what Quinn can do because Ori's just been super consistent.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's been really good.
Yeah, been really, really good. Pi, what do you think?
No, I like the new picks coming out. Actually, like the people are coming up with new solutions. We've seen this Timbersaw now 2 games, like the past game and then yesterday as well. And Venomancer is getting picked up more and more. So like people are coming up with solutions to these.
It's crazy, isn't it?
But
it's right at the end of the meta as well.
Yeah, and they're also just getting banned out too, right? So they're trying to find new stuff.
Yeah.
But so yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
paiN actually got a good lineup. Like I think that's like the first good lineup they drafted. The one versus who did they play?
Which game are you talking
Who
about?
did they actually play? The first game they played?
The lower bracket, their first round. Who they beat.
Tigers.
Tigers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tigers.
That's right.
That was that was an impressive draft for me.
Mm.
Like it's a kind of simple draft to play, but you have good lanes. And
It's good,
team
right?
Fight.
The simpler, the better. Usually, in the best of one at least.
Yeah. I don't think they're getting terribly though, but
Yeah. I think the Dazzle is also pretty crucial for them too. I felt like that was Leposa's best hero, but
How important is it for them today to get the right heroes? Or can they play around?
I mean, it's gonna be more than anything about the draft, I think.
For paiN's point of view.
Yeah, like I think individually they should not be able to beat VG, like not even close. Like VG just came from a grand final from Hamburg, so I'm even surprised in the lower bracket to begin with. But they've struggled a bit too. But yeah, like if not now, then when? When is the right time to get your your stuff together?
yeah, I mean this should really be like a lopsided matchup or whatever you say. Like, so I mean I'm excited to see if paiN if they got anything to bring here.
Yeah.
Like I know CCNC he can snowball out a lane, so he can do that. Ritsu, like if you get him on one of these like really hard carries.
yeah.
Okay, we're going to have a look at our key players in this game. And the first one, obviously, you already mentioned him, CCNC. In a way, has he now got to reprove himself? Because I felt like last season he'd kind of finally arrived in a tier 1 team and he'd been trusted with the role, and maybe it was now he was going to show his colour. It feels like, I don't want to be too disrespectful to paiN team, but it feels like he's had to drop back again. And he's now going to have to reprove himself.
Yeah, but I mean he's been doing pretty well, like especially when he gets his heroes. I think he has like a certain few that he like really shines on. Like if he can have a good lane on the Storm, he's very good at the hero. His TA is great, his Veno is very good, and there's he also has some of these niche heroes. Like he's the Huskar player too. He's one of the few ones that was actually bringing back like the Husk when it was not really picked so much last year.
Paparazzi on the other side.
I mean, Paparazzi has always just been, a lane dominator. You can put him mid, you can put him safe lane, you can put him off lane. The guy's just like a jack of all trades, but he doesn't really have a weakness. Like he's not average at everything, he's just really good at everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
frustratingly for many of the players that have come up against him as well,
Yeah,
whether it's in the mid lane or whatever.
it's rough to just lane against him. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
I mean, he
had
just uses all the spells correctly, basically.
Yeah.
Like, everyone will mess up, obviously, sometimes, but his lane, like, he's always going to do fine, like, almost as good as you can do. And he plays basically every hero, so...
Yeah.
Fast reactions too. That's the one thing
Yeah.
I've noticed from time and time again. Like I remember at Hamburg, it was like Puppy would blink call, and he would either like Manta dodge it before it happened, or he'd Hurricane Pike him immediately. I was like,
Yeah.
and he did it without vision. That was the
Right.
biggest craze.
Kind
for
of like
me.
he's got that sixth sense going on, isn't
Yeah.
it? That
Like,
he's
he's
going to
just
figure out.
Infinite, like, he is
Yeah.
playing games every day, right?
Yeah.
Like, always #1 ladder,
Yeah.
always up there.
I think CCNC is going to have a hard time no matter who he goes up against, whether it's Ori or Paparazzi. Because I actually think, particularly in this tournament, he's had like a lot of very like average performances.
He has, but, like, in every matchup he knows, I think he played some TA, right? And I'm pretty sure he won those lanes.
Do we know who chose first pick by any chance?
Are you trying to read from very tiny writing?
Yes.
Dude, good luck with that.
I think
from
it's
here.
actually scrolled up. No, I think
Oh, is
I
it?
can
Okay.
read it, but it doesn't.
Can you?
No, it's scrolled down. It's
doing
just
better
yeah.
than I am.
I got glasses
It,
on.
it says something. He says
Here.
something about 3 minutes. Do I?
No, you don't want to do that. You're-
Get it. Right, let's try this. Holy mother of God!
Oh, you look good with glasses.
That made me feel sick. I was like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's life.
How do you see through that? I can't actually see anything anymore.
It's a thing called. Is it science?
Is it science?
Science.
We did science earlier, by the way. You don't want to go down science road. We
Oh,
were doing
God.
fire melts ice, but then does water then put the fire out? And
It depends on how hot the fire is, okay?
see, I told you there was more to it than that, Black. He wouldn't have it.
It was BSJ.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll blame him. He's not here.
Exactly.
In terms of the way that this is going to pan out, though, is this stylistically? We know how ViCi play. We know it's methodical. We know they can close things down. How do paiN play into that?
I mean, in theory,
Larry all over the place, crazy.
like if they play like they did before in the group stage, they're just gonna get completely demolished because methodical teams, in theory, should be their worst matchup.
Right.
And VG is like the #1 team to do that.
Yeah, right, Paul. Don't you love watching ViCi's
I
methodical
absolutely
play?
adore it. It's amazing. Methodical, let's pick off one thing and retreat. Love it.
I think how
Wins games, Fogs.
It does.
That's what I was
does,
told,
it
anyway.
does. I think the way paiN win is like they draft with the meta, right? But then they have to have the knowledge of some kind of matchup that ViCi doesn't, and then they
Right.
abuse that. So
Yeah.
like it will look like a normal game, but they just get this advantage like somewhere that ViCi don't understand.
Okay,
so
I
like
mean-
that's the most realistic way for them to win.
Okay, I'm hearing that paiN chose Radiant.
Yep.
Their first pick, and they banned out terribly actually, even though their first pick.
Yeah.
Interesting. Going for the first pick favorite, the Tiny.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that hero. Like
Yeah,
ever.
No, like did you see EG position 5 Tiny? That was so.
Okay. that was-
It's actually gone wrong quite a few times now, right? I think.
yeah.
Like for me, I always like this hero because he doesn't really lose matchups mid. But then you know the game goes past like 30. Like there's been a lot of Venomancers, right? So the game goes past 35 minutes,
And
And then-
undyings and stuff too, right?
and then like this Tiny, you know, he
Hasn't looked good as a core, is it?
exactly.
But I think a lot of people pick good heroes against the Tiny, but nobody actually addresses the heroes that are good against Tiny. Like usually they have like a Tiny troll. It's like,
Yeah.
I think it's not a good combination at all.
I mean, Phoenix is always a great option versus the Tiny.
Yeah.
It's that high % HP, and you can't hit egg.
I think like Phoenix is coming back more and more because I was so surprised. Like the first day I was doing this, I think it was Group A and no one was picking Phoenix. It was just completely ignored.
Mm. It was very popular at the minor as well,
Yeah.
and in
And
Hamburg.
right?
So.
And now he's back because
Yeah.
he's an okay laner and then like the best team fighter.
I was super surprised about seeing like the Magnuses. It was like Magnus every
Yeah.
game, and I'm like, what the hell is going on right now?
Yeah.
People were just picking Magnus over and over again.
Changing things up. It's the
Yeah.
diversification of a meta that hasn't been around for very long.
First pick
Something
Mag. Yeah. Forward Gaming first pick Magnus even.
Did
No,
they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just like straight up first pick. I was like, all right.
That's
And then
something.
it lost.
Yeah, going back to the minor. Popular openings were Tree Phoenix,
Mhm.
Tiny Phoenix,
There was some Silencer Mag, I think I remember.
Silencer Axe,
Silencer Axe.
Weaver CM, Weaver Ogre, and Lena Ogre. Those were the top 6 most picked openers. So
Okay.
yeah, it's in there. It's in there amongst them. baiN was well banned at the minor for some reason as well.
Mm.
And again, hasn't it? It's sort of it feels infrequent here. Is it more situational for teams? Do you think?
I personally love paiN. He just gives you like an incredible
This is a solid
toolkit.
5, isn't it?
Amazing. His only thing that's lacking, I guess you could say, is like team fight sometimes, but he gives you just so much, like laning phase, BKB piercing disable. He messes with carries with enfeeble in mid game quite heavily too.
He can set up team fights just to sleep.
Yeah, just a setup.
He's a terrible team fighter, though, guys. Let's be honest.
Yes,
It's,
especially
it
against
feels so bad
Silencer.
about. I mean, especially against Silencer. It's like honestly, paiN is one of those heroes you pick him early, and then every hero they pick, you're like, oh my god, I don't want to play against this. Oh no, not that hero. Oh.
But this
So,
is
like-
this is the cycle of Dota
Yeah.
drafts, right? What happens is hero comes into meta, gets abused a couple of times. People go, "Ooh, that's good. Let's all play it. Find our own way of play it." Silence is a good example of this, right? Then what happens? He becomes a stable second round pick, and then people start banning him second phase. So he becomes a staple first round pick, and then everyone starts banning him. Then he disappears completely, where everyone leaves him alone because everyone forgets how good he is. And then when you least expect it, he comes back again.
Yep.
Phoenix is going through the same thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, a lot of heroes do. Like Terrorblade had the same thing. Like he even got nerfed, and then he got picked more than before the nerf. And all right.
We had Gyro earlier in the year, got heavily nerfed and still got picked
Yep.
for months afterwards. And now only gets picked when IO gets picked, which is
Yeah.
never anymore.
Don't
But
see
that's
that
the same
here
thing,
anymore.
isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
IO's been banned almost every game, right?
Eventually,
Eventually-
has there been a IO game yet?
Yeah, it's been a couple of IO Gyro games.
Oh yeah.
I saw an Iolina as well by Tigers, I'm pretty
there?
sure, that they opened with. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
like a Morphling pick, and they did Iolina instead of Io Gyro versus it.
But it's the same thing, right? What will happen is it will fall out during this tournament. Someone will stop banning it, and then it won't get picked.
IO, right?
And then suddenly it will come back again.
I mean, IO has been banned for months now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
how IO would like the nice thing with letting IO through is like it gets easy to plan, right? Like either they pick it or you can pick something yourself, and then like you take the control of the draft that way, which would definitely happen sometime during
Well,
the
check
playoff.
out the bans are quite good.
Yeah, 92%.
64
59
matches.
bans.
So it's 100% pick ban right now.
Yeah.
8% picks, 92% banned of the 64 matches.
The thing is, honestly, he's probably not that powerful, like to warrant this. But
No, it's not.
it's a kind of like as he always has been. It's a special hero to play against, and you're like, I don't want to. Especially in groups, you're like, we just banned this person.
Yeah, it's a very snowball hero too.
And there's also some real specialists at this event as well. That
Honestly, he's the kind of hero too. You get angry when the opponent doesn't ban it, and you have to pick it. You're like, oh, come on, we don't want to.
especially when you don't play it.
Yeah.
Because you don't ban it hoping they ban it. And then
Yeah, no, but you're just like respecting. Okay, so we're first pick now, then you ban it, and now it's your turn.
It's like an
Ban it.
automatic. We're only having 5 bans in the
Yeah.
first phase because everyone gets rid of IO.
There's the Magnus.
Back to the
Hey,
Mag.
there we are.
Knew that one was
Oh,
bad
that's
coming out.
very surprising.
And
to me.
Venomance are banned though.
This is like the best silencer game ever.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
so
that was
good
it
versus
was
all
a
these
really
heroes.
really good pick versus the first two, and then
Yeah.
yeah, just a Magnus too.
I mean, there's so many heroes that don't want to play against Silencer, right? Like even a lot of core heroes, like even Phantom Lancer is afraid of Silencer before you get your Manta style.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, if they just go on you, you just die.
The silencer?
No, I mean like if anyone goes on the PL,
Oh,
you with global
you mean like that?
silence, and you can't
Yeah,
double
the
walk.
thing whereas these heroes though is just it's useful almost all
I mean,
game.
these 3 heroes, yeah. Like hard counter to 2, and Magnus just feels terrible.
I mean, with paiN, you're never doing it.
But at least they banned the Veno, which is like a common pickup nowadays against the Mag.
Mag, yeah.
Yeah.
Like ViCi's draft looks really solid though. They have a lot of team fight. They're just setting themselves up to be, you know,
No, yeah, they have
stable.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're stable against paiN X, if you're VG, you're probably just going to be fine.
Inevitably, you're
late
gonna
game.
end up winning. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the later stages, as long as you don't like super crumble, which they shouldn't.
And they completely draft in that direction as well. There's like nothing fancy about it at all.
I'm just thinking, what should paiN X pick? They want something to deal with this egg, right?
Well, there's Troll. Veno is banned out now.
Mm-hmm.
ViCi Gaming's
I was
the
thinking about this
Mirana.
here, but I didn't really want to say it because no,
Mirana.
their team fight is pretty bad.
Yeah, I was thinking like the Mirana or the Lina, like one
Yeah.
of those to counter it, but then it doesn't secure you.
Yeah, the Lina was probably cooler actually.
Yeah, at least it's better versus like the Mag and all that, but
Radiant team pick.
and they pick up the
VG goes
Troll.
for the Troll. All right.
Yeah. I think they telegraphed the Mirana.
I mean, at least they banned the Veno. Like I've seen this Veno versus Troll now a few times, and it's just not pretty at all.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Looks like if you get past 30 minutes, you actually lost. There's nothing to do.
Usually, like late game Troll looks really bad, but for now it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like if they get late game, they have nothing to actually.
I mean,
Give it
he
Troll.
lanes well versus all these heroes, right?
Mhm.
Troll. Like
Yeah.
I don't think they need to get some powerful lanes now on paiN X, and then something.
And their
Just
team
team
fight is
fight.
still weak.
Yeah.
Like even if they get powerful lanes now, the team fight is not gonna
Yeah.
get much stronger. I think.
And what can they even pick to secure themselves some team fight? It's pretty limited.
Yeah. It is. Winter's out. Venno is out.
Teams they always pick something, and I go, ooh, nice.
Yeah. Suddenly, suddenly like a Spectre comes out. You think, wow, they're gonna be fine. They get run over.
I don't wouldn't like Spectre this game. That would be.
Oh my!
Batrider.
I was gonna say
You were
bat,
gonna
but
say
it doesn't give them team fight
Bat?
though, because like Troll absolutely hates playing versus bat in the lane, but they
Are you
literally
sure
have like,
about
no
that,
team
though?
fight.
What's the
It's-
cooldown on that whirling axe, man? And you get the stick charges.
It's like 12, 13 seconds.
Okay.
It's your turn rate is just really bad though.
Mm,
Every time I've seen that, it's been pretty good for the Batrider.
okay.
I think you probably just want to lane Bane and Troll in the lane where Batrider's not.
The thing is though, it's like
I think if Troll Bane
If
lane
Troll Bane
safe
can do
lane
it.
versus Bat, I don't think the Bat can do anything.
yeah, I
I
agree.
think
actually.
if he tries to go on them, he's gonna get slowed, and they're gonna beat him up.
What if it's like a bad tiny though? It's a bit scary.
Yeah, then I don't know.
it's a lane where you don't like go for last hits, you just go for straight kills on the Troll like over and over again.
Yeah.
But Troll will inevitably get those last hits if he has a Bane securing him.
He's gonna get empowered anyway. Like even if you crush this Troll, he's gonna catch up.
Mhm. Now they
they've-
definitely need to crush lanes. There's
They have no
doubt
team
about
fight.
it.
Yeah, literally no team fight outside of paiN.
Banned the monkey last. It's a pretty good ban. Would give them some
Actually,
team fight.
I really don't like paiN's lineup. Like they can't kill Roche either.
Yeah, I mean
Their
have,
lanes are not that good.
they can't push towers either.
Yeah.
They do have a global silence though.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a really good global silence. That's right.
But yeah, like right now, paiN looks to be.
So is CCNC playing Mirana then, and they need a Ritsu hero?
I hope
Maybe.
not, but it looks like it. Yeah.
That's
Let's
probably
see.
what they're doing.
Maybe they're closing this out with something cool.
So some VGTA.
Wait, who's last pick here?
VG has last pick.
Oh.
They're definitely gonna just counter mid Mirana, and then I don't know. It's gonna be rough for paiN, I think.
I mean, it's looking already extremely difficult.
That's what I mean with the
It
draft.
started so well as well.
It-
Those
it
first two
did.
picks made a lot of sense,
Yeah, I
didn't
really
they?
like them, but something happened there.
And Mirana happened.
It's too.
Yeah,
It's
but
just. It's all.
Did
about
did
the
they
laning
lead
phase.
them away from what they wanted to do with the Magnus and the Troll picks, though? Is that what the Batrider was all about? And they started thinking, okay, we need to figure out how we cope with both of those.
I know that like the thing is at some point, even if the enemy picks something, you need to stick with what you planned. Otherwise, your lineup becomes messy like this.
At least in the theory around it, anyway, right?
Yeah. I
Maybe
mean,
like-
look at these four. They have like some synergy, but they can't really take objectives. No Roche. Their team fight is very limited.
They can get the catch right. Bat
Yeah,
with
that's what it
silencer.
is. Okay, so like if this bat could end up in a lane where he
And don't forget they can
farms
still
a
make the
lot.
tiny a core
Radiant team.
They banned the
and
TA.
and then pick a
It's also so weird that they pick a bad and ban
pick
the
a
TA.
support that gives them some push.
Mm.
Why would they ban the TA? It has to be just
Because
because
of
of
the
the mid hero.
Mirana matchup, yeah. It's Mirana mid, so
It's
they want to ban
Mirana
the TA,
mid,
but
yeah.
Batrider completely destroys TA.
VG
Yeah.
Gaming's
And Lina.
Mm.
Yes, that's also the ban. So it's a Ritsu Mirana, and there's an
And
insta
they knew,
pick.
they knew that.
Dragon Knight.
Yeah, they knew that was coming.
It owns
Stability.
both Lina and yeah,
Mm.
really good with Mag.
So
All right.
Paparazzi Troll, Ori on the DK.
paiN's team fight is limited. They
Yeah.
can't hit Roche.
The thing with their team fight though, actually, that like the global is enough for
With-
like a long time in this
yeah,
game.
if they can get
Uh,
like the right lasso target with the global.
Yeah.
But the thing is, even if they like play 30 minutes, late game they lose. and
Late
they're
game they
gonna have to
do
late
lose,
game.
but It is possible to win with a lineup like this.
Mm.
It's
They need to win early though, don't they?
they need to start snowballing real quick, and they need to like really shut them down. Like,
Objectives are so hard to take though. I'm gonna go with VG. Just looks much easier for them.
yeah, I'm just trying to build up paiN up a little,
Yeah,
but
good.
I'm gonna go with VG Gaming.
All right,
Okay,
VG.
all right. Well, we're with the Twitter fans as well because they've gone 71% for ViCi, and both of you have gone. Fogged,
I'm definitely going ViCi.
Wow,
clean sweep.
I'm surprised. 71 only. 29% is quite a lot.
It's the,
Mm.
you lasso them, and then you global silence.
And then you arrow on top.
Then you kill them.
They need to smash lanes though, because if it gets to mid game, like Phoenix
Yeah.
versus Batrider is great. Like Phoenix likes this matchup once it gets to that point, because he gets like Lotus or whatever to
Yeah.
protect himself.
All right, good stuff. Thank you very much for the panel's thoughts, and their predictions are in. They think it's ViCi Gaming all the way. Let's head to our commentary team for game number 1.
Welcome on, everybody, to the second best of 3 of the day. We got paiN taking on ViCi Gaming. I'm joined by NA Legend analyst Grant. Now, most of the panel, most of the people out there, they're already sold that ViCi Gaming have a strong draft. They do have a strong draft.
They do.
Can you sell me on how paiN, though, can be able to pull this off?
Lanes. Just win your lanes. Batrider, one of the strongest laners. You've got tons of stuns. You've got the arrow. You've got the Lina. You've got the Tiny. You've got global. I really do think if they, like, run over these lanes 20, 25 minutes, your first rows, you actually could just go high ground. But would I say they could? It's going to be real tough because they definitely lack in the team fight versus something like a Mag and a Phoenix. So it's going to be rough. And Mag plus Troll, right? Hey, here's Empower. You're farming.
Let's go ahead and get into it and see how it unwinds here, but I couldn't agree with you more. paiN definitely have a tough road ahead of them. They got to secure real strong lanes, and then they have high execution. It's a high execution kind of a lineup to kind of make all of those ducks line up in a row. Lassos into arrows. You know, already Lina has a tricky kind of a setup as it is.
Yeah. I do like the paparazzi RD when he went first item wand on Troll, not stick, wand.
He's ready for the bat matchup.
Yeah, he is ready for this. It's interesting because paiN and ViCi have both been playing super hard carries. They're like the TB Morphling PL. Like, they really don't change. And this game, one has Troll, which we've seen 35 minutes, 6 slotted, lost the game. On the other side, Ritsu Mirana. It's pretty rare. He's like the hardest of the hard carries in NA, and he's just on this Mirana now. So it's a little bit interesting. They both kind of changed strategies.
I can't help but be a little concerned for that, just based on Ritsu's play style. Many people here have already pointed out almost AFK farmer status at times. Mirana, not that kind of profile core. She kind of needs to get her hands dirty in the game to be able to have a big impact. Otherwise, you're just kind of falling off the wayside, and you're never going to be able to outscale the core across the river. So we'll have to see how things do unfold. The lanings are getting assessed here. It is going to be that bat matchup against the Troll. He has assistance with the Tiny just around the corner who's looking to interrupt that pull. But go ahead.
I do like the Lina late game is not like Omega terrible versus Troll. We've been seeing like this third item kind of Agnum's build. That's like 1.1k pure damage. And on a Troll, who's probably going to have 2.5k or something, that's like half his life pool. It can be decent.
All right, possible courier snipe also incoming in this mid lane. We have a Phoenix docked and nested, ready to go for the snipe. The courier's incoming, but he's TPing out just as it shows up. All right, well.
Little luck there for paiN, obviously. They might need it all, so.
Here we see our tri-lane split, things getting frisky already towards the bottom. DY trying to posture up his support potential, even with a bit of harassment here. Top lane, obviously, also welcoming trades as the Phoenix starts stabbing at Flea a bit. Everybody getting a little frisky at the start of this one.
Yeah, but I know the panel is talking about Troll Warlord. The Whirling Axes are 9-second cooldown, can be extremely good versus Troll, makes it hard for you to dive against him. If you do have that wand under tower, Troll could just overcommit, and all of a sudden, Batrider's just dead because, well, you have 17 wand charges.
Yep. So what do you think the best kill potential is going to be in one of these lanes?
It's going to be top. It's either Batrider's just going to fly over him at level 3 and get a kill, or Batrider's going to die under the tower at level 3. That's like how it's feeling. I mean, obviously, a random arrow from Ritsu on DY could as well be a pretty easy kill.
No wand yet picked up for Phoenix. Treat tosses from the outside there. But as we see DY happy to kind of bully back the silencer as much as possible. Ritsu's now going to be forced to CS under the tower, which is never the easiest thing, but, you know.
Especially as Mirana. Like, if you have like a Quelling Blade TB or PL, yeah, it's extremely easy to last it under tower, but as a Mirana with no Quelling Blade, yeah, good luck.
About this mid lane as well here, 6-3 to 8-4. Lina versus Sir Davian, if you will, as he muscles through a salve.
Yep, and well, I think CCNC, he's gonna have to. You're gonna be seeing a lot of mangoes for it. It used to be clarities, but against a DK, you can't really do that. You're just gonna. I think we're gonna see Lina buying a lot of mangoes and just trying to harass him out.
I think going to be at a bit of a lull at the start of this one, until real fight potential is going to be available. Maybe towards that first bounty mark, we'll see. Paparazzi forcing Flea out from the lane as they are putting a lot of value in getting this pull successful here. Obviously could prove to be a bit of a burden for 40R as he's going to have to wait on the outside, it looks like. Sleep setup here.
It's a DD Bane.
Yeah,
this guy's whopping.
Smacking him down. Arrow's going to have to stop him in his tracks. Silencer turns around, pops the salve, and look at this. They're going to turn it right back in around. One more right click should do it, and there
he
it
used his health potion on Bane. Like, he used it at the last second. Yeah, there you go. The arrow. He overcommitted. You have Brain 7 to double damage. You're like, this silencer's done, and just a little bit of a overcommitment by DY, the new player on ViCi.
Good setup there from the silencer to kind of coax him in a bit, taking him outside his comfort zone, and that's going to allow Ritsu to kind of get a little bit of a power up in this lane.
Yeah, Laposa, I mean, you playing Silencer versus baiN, I can assure you, no one really wants to play that Silencer in the laning phase. baiN is just one of the biggest bullies. He's like the true non-melee bully
For sure.
of the supports.
And now Silencer's got a little too intel. He's feeling a bit smarter.
Yeah, we'll take it. And he steals it from baiN, who, you know, wants 420 mana. Like, it's always good, like, in laning phase. That means he can only do 3 instead of 4 brain saps, stuff like that. It does add up.
For sure. And back to the trades, it looks like for here. Magnus being that big breadwinner of the lane, regardless of that kill. He's still sporting really nice 21 and 3 CS. He's going to be able to pull it back. We'll see if he goes with the Arcane's Blink route here to go for the initiator for his team. I mean, are ViCi's game plan overall going to be, as we see Flea and a toss back to kind of be able to make it out, and no bashes there, so he does make it out. ViCi, is it, you know, 4-man movement, leave the troll to farm up and get him out later, or what do you think?
It might be get early BKB and just 5-on-5 like we saw in the J-Storm game yesterday. I think they could do that, you know, just empower the troll, let him just farm the jungle, farm a lane. It depends how bad they lose or win these lanes. Like, if they steamroll these lanes, he wants to farm more. If they lose, he might have to be involved in the fights.
We're getting close to the first bounty mark, so how would we assess the lanes are going so far? Would we give bottom a win because of that kill, or is it pretty neutral because of just how the farm is panning out?
I mean, I looked at the early net worth, and it's all 3 on Dire at the top, but it's only by like 100 gold. I think it's pretty even right now, with maybe ViCi winning like 51-49 kind of.
So you got to question if that's a disadvantage for paiN, a lineup that's more dependent on having a successful laning phase. If ViCi are able to come out even or even pull ahead, that's got to be great for them.
Yep, and oh, the toss away by Flea actually makes the bat misses Flame Break, which might have been a nice kill there. Now Fade's kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere looking for that bounty.
2-2 bounties, it looks like.
Pretty standard. You never really, especially in a mid lane like Lina versus DK, you don't want to rotate one of them, because you rotate one of them, all of a sudden your tower with the siege unit is dying.
Bottom, they unleash their full nuke fury. Both supports are going to be going down, but Yang's not done yet. He's looking to chase on forward, and then has to stop there. Shockwave was up in a second, but that would not have gotten the job done, certainly with Ritsu having a leap available. But he's going to be forced to step out from the lane and at least tag the shrine. Magnus gets the lane back to himself.
Yep, and you see Laposa, he did die, but not the worst, because it means he can go middle and fill CCNC's bottle. Ooh, toss back top.
Throw back. Awkward positioning for Paparazzi. Can they try to finish him off? Here comes DY.
Again.
Should be able to get the sleep onto one, but they both eat the stun. The sleep's going to get trade off just after Flea does commit his stun, but here comes the bird from above. Flies on through and is able to bail out Paparazzi with 5 stacks. He's still going to be fine, and it's a good rotation from ViCi.
Yep, and I mean, he missed. That's his second flame break in a row he's missed, and that's a kill. If he hits that flame break, that's a kill. It not only pushes them back, it adds like 200 damage even at level 1, and I mean, you can't whiff those, especially in an elimination series like that, and that really hurts the lane now, because, I mean, Troll's a lane dominator.
Bit costly there. Yang, desperate to make it away. Double leap arrow setup means that Magnus is going to get dropped. It's Laposa who does pick up the last hit, and 2 more intel to his name. Meanwhile, see a stun out on the mid lane. And right clicks, but no heavy trades. It's like you said before, DK is going to just iron head his way through this lane. If CCNC is going to rotate away from the lane with the power of the Laguna, he only risks losing his mid-tier 1 to the power of the Dragon.
Yep. CCNC, he has to be careful. He has that haste run. Oh, he is bottling up now. I was like, if he doesn't use that haste run, he just gets stunned. This Phoenix will kill him, and I think he should be able to get away because he's hasted now.
He's going to try to make it out. Brief body block there, but he is long gone. The Speedster turns the corner, has 1 more bottle charge. Dishing out the Dragon Slave.
I think this top lane is going really bad for paiN. Obviously, they're getting these kills on bottom lane. Mag's still farming, but it's this top lane. Bat should probably be killing this troll at least once or twice. And they're going
5
again.
stacks. They're looking to run him down. baiN went for a pull, so he's just too far from the lane. That's a good read, and that was a good ward from Flea. He put that ward down by the bounty, saw that the baiN was away from the lane, and they took that opportunity to strike.
Yep. There you go. You got to get kills in this lane. Batrider, I'll be curious to see if he goes for the blink first, or if we go the drums build that a lot of, I mean, we just don't see troll that often anymore, but I think most trolls have been still doing the drums build.
I'd imagine so here. 4-2. paiN, though, they have the kill advantage. The farm is pretty neutral there with the DK kind of bringing in a lot now. He creeps up top of the net worth and just kind of holds strong.
Yeah, that's extremely even right now. No one's really leaving the lane. We saw the 1 rotation by, like, Phoenix middle, but that was about it. They just, both teams are fine with these 2-1-2s.
Just need some levels before they can kind of
Ooh,
have the
Posa and
tools.
Fade in the jungle right here.
Oop,
This is not bad for Silence. This could be a kill.
He can't Icarus dive away with that last word, right?
Yeah,
He's just going to come
dead.
right on back just like that.
Oh.
Does go for the quick TP, though, and
Gets it.
without a stun, yeah, he's going to be gone.
Still feels good. You bully. You know the Phoenix is bully out of lane. Ritsu's fine. He's like, yeah, I'll farm 1v1 versus Mag. Just keep him away from me. Keep that Phoenix out.
Got the 2 Wraith bands. He's just content on kind of farming his way through here for now. All right, here we go. We have a rotation coming out. CCNC's first step away from that mid lane to smoke with Laposa. They're going to approach this bottom lane from behind here.
As ulti.
No
On
reason
Mag.
Yang should not die here and now.
Yep,
Set it up
nice
early with
stun.
the curse.
And this is almost, that's 3 kills now for the Silencer, or not 4, but gets the intellect there and just slowly add up. Mag is a pretty dumb hero. Like, losing intelligence is a pretty big deal in a game like this.
For sure. But at that moment, as expected, the second
middle.
CCNC stepped away. We see the Elder Form come out, but the Phoenix has returned. Looks to dive on in. CCNC could be in a bit of trouble, but Flea does show up, tosses the Dragon back into action here. CCNC almost on the verge of burning on through, but does manage to survive. The sleep prevents Flea from chasing on, and they all make it away. Only the Phoenix to fall there, and that was a gank initiation from ViCi.
Yeah, this is like a very mirrored game. Like, they're both okay with the lanes, and all of a sudden, right, 2 supports are in the jungle, they run into each other, and now it was a 3-on-3 gank middle. They're just mirroring each other's movements, and so far, paiN is coming out ahead of them.
Yeah, they need to continue to itch ahead. This
They do.
was the prerogative kind of set by themselves. They need to get the laning advantage, and they need to snowball.
We'll see. I mean, Mirana can be a very good carry. We saw in the last series on Alliance, that Mirana could put in some work if unchecked. Like, you just don't get stunned once in a team fight, and hey, you team wipe when you're 15k down.
She has the potential. It's just a matter of if Ritsu, as that play style, is able to kind of make it work and happen. Nice deny of the bounty
nice
there.
play.
Phoenix is not going to let the opponents kind of grab that one. It's a good sack over, and it turns into a 1-for-2 bounty trade advantage for ViCi.
As well as the regen actually for Magnus, which is big, because now when you're in that offlane Magnus, you always get the bottle, which means Mirana can't really just harass him out of lane anymore since he has that regen. Middle, they're looking for something. No boots on Bane. I know I was telling you before the game, DY is pretty much, he's a position 6, like one of the few still left where he just never has items at the end of the game. Actually, like, never has items.
Incredibly selfless.
Yeah, he has no boots. He has 700 gold, though. Damn, this guy's pretty rich.
I'm going to consider holding on to those boots. For now, he's just on watch here from the side of the lane, but CCNC did step away. He's farming some ancient camps. I'm sure it's being communicated. It's been rotated over. They had that ward. May have saw him in crossing.
He has to be careful. He wants to kill that siege unit so bad on CCNC because it has 1 hit left, but he could just get baited into a kill here.
We'll see. More rotations are coming. We have Laposa nearby, and Flea has just stepped in. And now the Moonlight Shadow comes out. Looks like they're going to take the action. Stun toss back could be there, but no, the sleep from DY. I'm going to stop him.
Well done. Quick fingers, just got to get in there. That would have been a guaranteed kill in this top net worth DK as well. So great job by DY. Right place, right time.
Yep. Was not caught within that stun, so he's able to kind of create the space between himself and be a good babysitter to watch from the outside. Opportunity will be avoided. And now to the farm game here. Troll kind of working within the jungle. Ritsu does the same through the bottom lane. Looking at Yang here, 1,000 gold invested towards the Blink Dagger, so he's getting online pretty quick. But that mid-tier one's got to fall, and that's going to help get that Blink Dagger that much faster.
All right, this Troll's just using his ulti off cooldown for the DK. Like, that's it. And Ritsu just bought a 12-minute bottle on Mirana, which means he just wants to one-on-one. Ooh, Batrider top.
Grab, pull back for the Phoenix. Follow-up stuns there. The egg's going to be forced out.
He's gonna ulti him.
Level 1 is so low. Oh, pump fakes the ult, which means the egg is going to go off. It gets a good stun onto the Batrider. He could follow up with a real RP, but it's not even necessary. With DY rotating in, they're going to be able to finish him off. Wonderful work from ViCi Gaming there.
That is the fact you don't have to even use your mag ulti there, and you get the kill on a level 8 Batrider. Like, he is pretty farmed. Just take him down.
Just the pump fakes. Like, don't touch that egg. Lock them in their spot and force both of them to be stunned and eat all the damage. So.
And now paiN is in trouble. They lost that tier 1. The DK is just farming middle past the river by himself. There's really nothing they can do. He has 1.8k HP with just Tread, Soul Ring, and Bracer.
Yeah. And while in the meantime they have Ritsu farming bottom, he didn't even feel confident enough to really add any extra pressure onto the tier 1 in the bottom lane. So he's still pretty nervous about this, but rotations towards the top now from Ritsu. So I guess it's going to be paiN looking to make a fight and take the tier 1.
Yeah, pretty standard rotation. 13 minutes, you're like, wait, we got to kill this tier 1. We got to get something going. We got to take over their jungle. We can't just allow a mag troll to farm their own jungle.
They've spotted Phoenix.
Can't soar away with the last word.
Nope. That should be a burn down.
TP, though.
They're ready this time. Finish them off. That should be the tier 1 going down. ViCi kind of take that one on the chin, and we'll take the farm on the other 2 lanes instead.
Well, I'm really surprised Ritsu actually didn't let Flea get that tower. It would have been his blink right there. I think that's kind of a good tower to give to Flea. You give him a 13-minute support blink. That's not bad.
And the Batrider went boots first, so he's going to be a little off for his blink dagger next. But as long as you have someone to kind of be that blink initiator, the back could just run in real quick and then get the lasso, I guess, after the Tiny does initiate. Look at that ward bottom lane, too. They put it just outside that tower. Get a little bit of that front forward vision.
Yeah, they actually scanned in the jungle behind the tower, and it was green. And then it turned red, and they're like, oh, people are TPing. They just got out immediately. So pretty timely scan.
But then they come right back moments later with a smoke and some friends. So
yeah.
Let's see what they can get set up here. That RP is still available. He doesn't have the blink yet, but they're confident to make the fight work without it because they have a blink on DK.
Yeah, this game, not this game, but this fight could just very well be how well the Silencer uses the global he just got.
Yeah, while that's happening, there could be simultaneous breakout at this top lane too. There we see it happen. The jump in for the Phoenix.
No TP.
Another last word.
Whoa,
TP's
whoa.
aplenty as the Power Rangers suddenly show
Bail.
up. And then they say, never mind Zordon, we don't need to go there.
Yeah, oh, get out, dude. 3 TPs, and they get canceled, and they know that bottom. This Batrider could go for a kill here.
And they will do so exactly with that stun grab, with the lasso pullback. They look to burn down the big Minotaur there if possible. He shoves himself out from the fray, but still gets burned on down. And they're not done yet. Chasing on, looking to go for DY. There it is. Flea with that blink. Steps in, toss back. And they torch down too. So that's ViCi Gaming spending 150 gold to intimidate the top lane. And then stay bottom and still get caught out from a gank. Very nice for paiN.
And wow, Ritsu as well bottles that bounty run in front of this DK. So all of a sudden, more than a 1K lead for paiN, and their movements have just been so smooth.
They got to keep it going with the lineup they have right now. And because of that bit of momentum, suddenly the Batrider is that much closer to getting his own blink dagger, and then they can just keep on fighting. That global is also still available for them. If they just want to kind of keep things going here, they could.
Yeah, global really messes with both Phoenix and Mag. Like, it could be, I'm about to get this sick blink ulti, and if like he just gets a split-second global, that just ruins a team fight. ViCi will just straight up lose if like Mag blinks in and doesn't get it off.
Still have some good farm here on Ori. He's got queued up a BKB next.
I'm looking, though. One of the big things here is DK was actually ahead of the Lina, but I look at the hero levels, and now Lina's 2 levels ahead of the DK, and Ritsu's actually the second highest level in the game. Not too bad. They do need they need to get this tier 1 middle, I think, and it doesn't feel like paiN really looking for that tower. They're actually top.
And more just kind of looking for some possible fights here and a new approach. This time they're able to get the Icarus dive out, but Flea's got that blink, and they've got the catch. Stun toss back, and it's Ritsu getting the last hit, putting him that much closer and finishing out his Dragonlance already done.
Farm. He is actually very far middle. Another kill maybe? Global.
Setup, Laguna. It is non-stop. Follow up with the lasso, and that's that's a troll.
That's a troll. That's even better than a DK. Yeah, and look at it. He's looking for more. The Batrider is at least. And there's Flea. Where'd he come from?
paiN are just rolling through right now. All of the haters. There's Flea. Have a tree to a Baxter. DY gets palted, and they're going to get the mid-tier 1.
Like I said, get that middle tower, and they get 3 kills with it. And the biggest thing was, I'm pretty sure they saw that TB from the Tiny there, and DY still gets picked off by him. So, like I said, early game needs to be won by paiN, and it looked scary up till 10 minutes, and then they just took over these rotations.
They also got some great vision down, too, to kind of help spot everything out. With that momentum they've had to be able to get some great intelligence here. But Ori on the run here, trying to go for a nice little freebie kill. But Moonlight Shadow comes out, and he's able to join the rest of his friends and avoid the trouble. So now DK's forced to use the rest of his Dragon form on possibly some farm. Oh, no, it's over now.
Looks like.
But they smoke, and they say we got to make some action happening here. We got to blink Magnus RP, right? So
no global.
No global.
Got to get something.
This is ViCi's best shot to make something happening. They're walking under the vision of the wards right now, not being seen because they have that smoke.
If Flea tanks is actually, Ritsu is probably, he doesn't care like that. If Flea just dies to smoke gank.
They have that ward though. Oh, he dropped him. What did he just drop?
The raindrops.
Oh, okay.
Could have been worse.
I know, I'm like, I just see something go down. And all right, it is going to be Flea tanking the gank. They get to hold on to some of those other ultimates for ViCi's side, but it's a full 4-man rotation to take out the teleport position.
Ooh, paparazzi actually spotted out there, but will make it out. That would be a pretty tough kill anyways. Your Bat Rider doesn't have blink, just boots of travel, and you're diving under a shrine. Probably a good idea not to.
Yeah. It was okay for ViCi, but still probably not enough for them to really kind of pull the reins of this game back. paiNX are still content on kind of keeping this momentum going for themselves. 3K in the pocket of CC&C at the moment.
Is that a Bloodstone, I guess? It looks like
Got
that
the
might be
Soul Booster on cue.
Wow, and also one thing I know, a lot of mid
lane. Sorry, Skewer. Grab
No.
on the 40R. It looks like beautiful setup from Yang on that one.
That's big. That's 450 gold. That is a ton of gold for paparazzi. And
DY's going to go down next. It looks like he's trying to move up the hill to get some vision down, and he will possibly get punished for it. But as I say that, sweep in from the Phoenix. He drops the egg. The global comes out, but it's too late for CC&C, and he's going to lose his life. And it looks like it could be the same for Leposa here as they chase him on out, block him up. Sure enough, ViCi are now beginning to strike on all accords here.
yeah, but that's not just like a team fight loss. That's your global silence being committed after an egg, and have they it just doesn't feel like ViCi's like threatened by anything right now. They just ran straight at him, even with global. They just didn't care.
Jump in from Flea, looking to get the grab onto the troll.
Take him
Follow
on
up.
the hill.
Oh,
he
he
can
falls
get it.
off though, and with DY stepping in, he could bail him out if necessary, and it looks like the troll's going to be fine. Opportunity gone there for paiNX, unfortunately. Yang, though, on the other side, eating a bit of damage. They think about chasing him, but this is just ViCi at the moment, kiting him around a bit. Can they go for this commitment? Ritsu says, I will. Happily leaps in, but it's the end of that follow-up.
Man, you gotta just. That's what, right? Those little mistakes. If Bat Rider just leaves him up on that hill, he's dead. Like, he will melt down. He has a TP, but there's a Mirana there who can just arrow him if he's stuck up there. So those little mistakes add up.
Yeah. Well, for the time being, it looks like ViCi have kind of reclaimed the net worth advantage, which can't be good for paiN, a game where they need to kind of remain and stay ahead. And now we have a BKB complete for Ori on this DK.
Yep, almost went on paparazzi. Once they get those two BKBs, it's going to be pretty systematic. Hey, let's get one kill. Hey, let's get Roche. Let's get all the tier 2 towers. And it doesn't feel like paiNX has much to stop that just flowchart play, I guess.
And would you say that ViCi also have the more potent late game, like late game, or would you put that advantage to paiNX?
It's one of those things. I think because the supports, like I'd rather have I mean, Bane's kind of weird, but he does have that BKB Pierce. But Phoenix is like one of the best late game supports in the game, and like you can always compare, oh, carry versus carry, but it really does come down to these like team fight supports. And once Global's down, that's not a hero.
Rotations coming in.
They
Ori
back
leading
out.
out the front with the smoke. Ooh,
chicken.
blink in, dragon form. They're on the run. They have Moonlight Shadow. They're not using it yet to make it away. They feel confident that they can get to the side shop.
Oh no, they're
or
going
at
to
least
get ulted on, I
rendezvous.
think.
This is only the 3. No other are rotating over to help them out. They managed to slip out maybe.
Ypsush might be dead here. No Moonlight Shadow, like you said.
Yeah, he pops it now, but it might be too late for him. Can he somehow find a way to hide within the trees? Yang, Shockwave? Yeah, they get it done. Doesn't matter. Ori, with that burn damage, is more than enough. And I think paiNX were just too casual and kind of stepping out from that top lane.
Because it looked like they knew something was up, but like they were running. Oh, middle, though, they're going to go for one.
Jump, grab, pull back on Troll. This is a nice, pretty grab here for paiNX.
Will be
Take our Ritsu. We'll take your paparazzi.
pretty good. Because Troll is like, I mean, DK can turn into a beast if he continues farming, which Ori has done. Sometimes you see them get Blink, BKB. Hey, we're just going to go fight, but he has 2.2k gold, and he's fine just continuing to farm. Oh, deny, got it.
Yep.
Nice job, Ori.
Steps in, gets her done.
Radiant's top tower.
That's the problem. They have nothing to really kill this DK now. Like, they can lasso and kill like everyone else, but this DK, if he just pops his BKB, no one is touching him.
Yeah, Flea at that point would feel pretty worthless with this big power combo and simply relies on classic right click instead, which is just not going to be good enough. Looks like Ritsu has a Maelstrom now on hand, queued up a BKB next. Nice defensive item pickup, but I hold off a little bit on the damage.
Yeah, but now a Shadow Blade flying out for the DK. He does just want to go around, get kills. Make space for your Troll. That's all you have to do now.
CC&C, it does look like a Bloodstone for Q, right?
Yeah, but he just wants, I guess he thinks they win late game. You go this Bloodstone because you just want to sustain and farm all over the map. You're just running over, hey, we're just going to farm everywhere. I'm not going to help you fight. I'm just going to be farming, and he's going to have it. Tons of mana regen, which is nice.
Ooh. Nice pivot here from ViCi. They push out mid lane and they do a quick hard turn. Just as Leposa steps in to drop the ward,
the sentry.
It's pinged. They frantically pull out. Looks like this time ViCi will not get so lucky to get the grab on paiN, pull all the way back to their own high ground.
They're still going. Look at the VG doesn't care.
paiN got to get together if they want to try to counter fight from the high ground, and it looks like they might go for it. The jump in,
no
lasso grab. There it is. Arrow to fly out, right clicks, but nice curse. Silence is out, but at this point the BKBs have been popped and they're trying to fight on forward. The grip is there. There's the global to cancel the grip out, but simply for their own safety retreat. It's a 1-for-1 trade at the end of the day.
Yeah, very strong. They're going back
too soon. Jumping Dragon Tail and a burn on Leposa. He's barbecued.
That was odd positioning for him. It felt like he could have just ran down the lane back to with his team, get back to the tower. Instead, feeds away a kill there, especially to Ori. And they're going straight into Roach. They know no global. And that's I'm really surprised they use global to save a Tiny there. It feels like, you know, just let Tiny die. You'll have the global in middle. Oh, CC and C. This might just be the game here. Like, I hate to say it, but he just lost all his Bloodstone charges.
Yeah.
They're getting Roche, and here's the flow chart I was talking about. Dakota, Roche, tier 2s. And what looked like a decent game from paiN is all of a sudden going to take a sharp turn away.
Yeah, it is, because recovery for this team has got to be that much harder. This was a lineup to win the lanes and then snowball from there and not kind of give up that momentum whatsoever. And already, you know, 24 minutes in, it feels like ViCi kind of have a firm grasp on the game, 5K net worth or so advantage and on the rise, and a really good scaling lineup on top of it. Just means that paiN might be more reliant on just playing super perfect and waiting for those windows that ViCi could give to him, those slight little missteps and mistakes.
And I know. We talked about like the carries late game. Usually Troll, like, if you're like, oh, Troll versus TB, Troll versus like PL, like Troll kind of falls off a little before then, but I mean Troll versus Mirana, Troll might be the best late game.
Troll versus Silencer.
Yeah, hey, Silencer.
Looks to chop on in. The quick Yules does come out, but they say, oh, CC's there. Let's kill him and get those Bloodstone charges even lower. He is going to be able to get the deny off, but they try to go for the lasso follow-up onto the Troll. He pops the BKB. They can't get him to the high ground. Valiant TP out from Leposa, only barely able to make it away, but he just witnessed a murder.
And I honestly, I'm not really sure why they're there. Like, you're a Lina with really no escape method. You have your Bloodstone Lina, and you're on the other side of the map. It feels rough, and it's that good observer ward right there. Bottom lane by that secret shop. Uh-oh. Ori finds him, and he's oh my god, the neutral creep helps out.
I got your back, DK.
Yep, I got you. You weren't the one killing me earlier in the game. I'll help you. And then, oh no, Leposa, and he just got the level 3 dragon form, so the slow's there.
Oh!
He's going all the way, baby.
Oh, no!
Yeah, all right.
Throw him into the base.
That is a DK form.
Overdive?
Yeah, what is that?
Come on, paiN.
The problem is they have, like, only Batrider could do something there. And guess what? He's the only one dead right now. Like, if he was there for a lasso, you're getting DK or Magnus. Yeah. But he's dead.
But maybe exactly why ViCi were even confident to kind of make the dive initially. Another great grab by them. It's Ori on a monster kill streak on his monstrous DK this game. He's got the Mjolnir on Q, already the Hyperstone on hand, Shadowblade ready. 8K advantage.
Feels tough. And Ritsu's trying to farm, but as we've seen, Mirana's trying to farm to get back into the game. I believe Fog said it best. If you're playing Mirana from behind, you're probably not playing Mirana how you want to.
For sure. Well, trying to make the best of the situation. He split pushes that top lane with 40R by his side, trying to scout out any incoming pending doom or maybe opportunities to strike. A lasso grab onto the Bane. That should be a quick hit and run if they'd like. Yeah.
And they get the tier 2 tower there.
Okay.
So some goals. I mean, not the biggest pickup, but you get the tower. Maybe you can get a nice deeper ward. Maybe even in the base. I'm not seeing many base wards early. It's 27 minutes in. You know, you sneak up there with a smoke, put one in. You see these rotations where heroes are going. But I think that's how paiN comes back. Good warding, avoid ganks, and try to just get one-on-one pickoffs. But well, obviously, I make it sound easy. It's not.
Oh, for sure.
Especially, it's not easy to get wards down. Like, you have to commit a smoke, the Mirana, or you're just going to die. We've seen even DY. He's on the winning team, and he just goes to ward somewhere. He just dies immediately. Yeah,
it's one of those sacrificial ward situations you got to do as a support sometimes. In your pub games, they just look at you, you just straight up fed. But it's like, I'm valiantly I'm putting my life on the line here to get us the intel we need.
Yeah, but I do like the next item Flea's going for, Gem, actually, and that's it, right? You need that vision. You get that, you just sweep over the whole map, kill some wards, could be good.
Could be. But the problem is I think they already also have a gem coming up for paiN too. So whoever's going to get it first could maintain control of the map. And that would be super scary for paiNX if it was ViCi to kind of be able to get the vision advantage first and just take any available farm options away from paiNX.
Oh no, and Ori gets he gets the arcane rune on this DK while they're smoked up, and this could be a real big problem for paiN. Even though they're like grouped as 5, well now they're not. They're split up. Oh, Laposa, run!
Nah, it looks like they'll be fine. Laposa's way out and away, but
he's good.
ViCi just predators in the night right now, though. Slip their way through that bottom lane and then quick cut themselves all the way back in towards the top to try to finish off what looks like the final outer tower for paiNX. More money in the pocket for ViCi to come.
Yep, and it also makes, like, you have that shrine still up top for Radiant, but it makes it so much, it doesn't really do anything for you. You lose that tier 2, can't really do anything around that shrine.
Nope. I mean, we see a Moonlight Shadow rollout here from paiNX towards the mid lane. Possibly looking to anticipate an early rotation from ViCi here, but they are not really ascending from the high ground quite yet.
I know they at least want the Ritsu BKB before you take that next fight. And you can. I mean, like I said, a bad mag committal with a good global silence will guarantee at least 1 kill, if not like a team fight win. So there is always that one option they have. Ooh. Uh-oh.
Shiva's on Phoenix, too. That's going to be a big item pickup.
Yep. This Batrider almost got picked up. Doesn't, though. It's important. Yeah, that's Shiva. I mean, they have the better team fight for sure on ViCi. I mean, you have the global, but if you get Egg RP off, it doesn't matter what type of global you have.
Oh boy, lots of paiN to push out the bottom lane. They got to get this done and get out quick because trouble is coming. Paparazzi's leading out the charge here towards the side, but actually the rest of ViCi decided to double back and push for the mid lane instead. Just kind of making sure none of the lanes push on forward.
Yang and Paparazzi, yeah, they're just together. Like, they could definitely, if they see someone, but they won't. I don't know, just ViCi's kind of just strangling them out, like suffocating them. There's really nowhere to farm for this Radiant side.
Yeah, they're just trying to head out into the night to get breadcrumbs without getting caught from the boogeyman at this point. CCNC just barely pushes out the top lane, then has to frantically TP back. Ritsu's TPing into that top lane, but has to be careful here. Trouble is right around the corner.
Yeah, Ritsu, I mean, he looks like he is going to farm and get away. Oh my goodness, like the fact he just walked up that hill is even pretty aggressive from him, but he doesn't. No, he's not going BKB. He went for the Mjolnir. He's like, you know what? I'm just not going to get hit by stuns, and I'm going to output a ton of damage. Like, I mean, if he doesn't get hit by stuns, he will, but it's a pretty cocky play, I would say, honestly. Aggressive, maybe.
High risk, high reward, I suppose. Yeah. If he is able to pull off a significant fight, could just easily push him into a BKB thereafter. But we have ViCi on the prowl yet again with a smoke, and they could be possibly approaching paiNX from behind. Again, paiNX are also smoked themselves.
It's all on Laposa's like positioning here. Good global really is their only savior, and he's kind of, oh no, he might be. Okay, he runs to the right actually. This is good for paiNX right now.
Okay, Paparazzi running in. They pop the smoke. They know he's within the trees. They quickly go for the Moonlight Shadow to be able to make it back in a way, but they're just all on the run. There's the grab lasso, turn around. They're going to see if they can burst down the troll first, and they can. They're going to take him out immediately, but how much is it going to cost? They already lose Laposa. Then they're going to be losing their Batrider. Frantically looking to fight and grab anyone within the trees. paiNX, Ritsu with no TP available for at least another second.
They have the
Finally
Tinker
it comes off, but they got that vision. They ping it out now. They know they have the vision, but
if you didn't see it, at that fight, the Phoenix just egged, hit a Fire Spirit on the Silencer, and they just got the grip. DY, I mean, a five gripping another 5 is completely okay when global will win you, so great awareness there by the paiN. Just locking down. They still have global up so they can fight, but a very nice job by paiN.
Yeah, but the ViCi they're going to fight into for that next fight is now much stronger than they were in that fight, just accumulating much more net worth.
Yep, and there you see it right there. Watch this paiN just instantly grips Silencer before he can. If he has global right there, they'd already BK beat, so like DK wouldn't be able to do anything, but unfortunately for paiNX, DY pretty quick on those fingers.
Silencer really needs to kind of hang back from his team or just find that safe spot, but it's hard to feel safe on this map as it is right now.
It really is, and they have like they have 2 wards on the map by sentries, so they know they have a little bit of vision, surprisingly, for paiNX, but they're just slowly, we saw 8K to 10K, now it's a 12K lead.
Now, Grant, we've been watching a lot of like LGD matches, for example, and now we're kind of witnessing ViCi in almost a similar profile kind of a game, but do you think ViCi are are on that same level as LGD? Like, how would you compare them right now? You know?
Well, they're going in. Oh, no, that's the global again. But he gets away.
Okay,
Will he
Laguna
pass it?
first, global. He pops a BKB on Ori, and now he's going to be able to head out the other direction. He lives on. Meanwhile, they try to divert their focus instead onto the troll, but just not enough firepower for either of them to get the finish. So now ultimates have been committed, and they're just going to heal up and earn each other, and ViCi are like, as if nothing had happened.
And I think the biggest problem here is we didn't. I kind of said it, like, Ritsu has a big damage item in this Mjolnir, but if you're BKB, Lightning's not doing damage. You're actually not taking any damage from that. That's the problem. So, like, he might have been able to kill Paparazzi there, but he's doing no damage because it's mostly magical, honestly.
Jump in, looking to go for the snipe. Force does come out from Flea to try to bail out Ritsu, and he is going to be able to leap back inside. But Ori's here on the dragon form, so he's happy to be knocking onto that tier 3 as much as possible. Fortification is going to be forced out from paiN. CCNC is trying to split pressure that top lane as much as possible, but there is trouble back home.
There he goes down. Going back to what you said, I think ViCi, what we saw in the group stages, we didn't see the greatest from him. And I'd say LGD's a little bit of bum, but we also saw VP kind of looked rough in the group stages, and then they just straight up come to the playoffs 2-0 in like 40 minutes. So maybe ViCi's not a group stage team and ready to show up.
Looking good here. They pull back and away, and we still have 30 seconds before the Roche is up. So I wager that ViCi are just going to be kind of scouting the perimeter and possibly looking to take it for themselves to just close things out even easier. But what do you think for paiN's side? Now do you just kind of make the most of the map while the Roche is being done, or is it on them to even try to contest that Roche?
I think you don't have global. You have it in 20, but they have Phoenix Egg Mag in the Roche pit. You kind of, maybe you just send someone in, like the Bat Rider, to steal the Aegis or something to slow him down, but I really don't think you can take this fight. They do have a Chrysalis on Lina. I like CCNC's build. I like way more than Ritsu's, because I feel like the Mjolnir is just doesn't really do that much. Meanwhile, Lina is going to put in a ton of DPS.
Yep. All right, we have the 5-man smoke. They draw on the map. A good up and around kind of a play here to possibly catch ViCi from behind, who are scouting that Roche pit, and then begin to go in for it. Can they see this approach? I like it from paiN. They got to really make the most of it. But look who's scouting from the outside. It's going to be the DK. They look to snipe him right away. Good global follow-up is going to be there, but immediate jump in. Immediate Yules from CCNC. Nice job to catch Yang on that one. But have they done enough? They get the DK down. He quickly buys back, and then they put their focus onto the Ritsu. The Dragon Knight's already back, folks. And he is right into the action. The follow-up RP is also there, and that will eliminate both power hitters from paiN's side. I mean, a valiant attempt, a good approach from paiN, but there's just so much power on the side of ViCi Gaming already, and so many resources that it's just David versus Goliath, it already feels.
Yeah, it is. Like, that fight, if it wasn't a 12K lead, like, paiN would absolutely just dumpster that fight, but because it's a 12K lead, the DK, you know, I mean, he's not fine being sacrificed, but he takes the death, buys back, they get Roche, and they just win it. That's what being ahead does. You can make a few more mistakes.
Yep.
On a DD, are you serious? The Troll's like, oh, all right, let's go take the base. Sweet. I mean, they already are. Like, the Troll, they've already taken the racks. It doesn't matter.
Oh, my God. Yeah, DK already with the Empower on top of it is just battering Ram down the mid lane. CCNC does manage to return, steps in Laguna.
Blink! Dodge by paiN, nice.
The Banes at this tournament have been pulling out such clutch sleep saves here, but this might be the beginning of the end for paiN as they frantically burn away and leap themselves back home. It looks like it's just not going to be enough, but yeah, ViCi Gaming are here, and they are claiming this territory as their own.
Yep, and there's Bane, the nice sleep dodge on Laguna. That might have very well at least been the Aegis on Paparazzi, but instead nothing.
Nope.
All right, Phoenix.
Lasso grab onto Phoenix as they still lose their racks, though. Phoenix obviously is totally fine, already committing out her egg. Now they step away. Oh, Flea blinks in, doesn't quite get the catch. He didn't have toss up. But he gets skewered. They both get skewered and right into the arms of the Troll. And he's just going to give him a swift haircut. Looking to chop him on down.
Hide.
Ritsu's like,
he has the gem now.
I have nothing but an invis.
He's dead. They have the gem. He has no leads.
Don't do this.
Please.
Oh, my God. They shove her in a corner and just beat her unmercifully. I hate to see it happen. But this one is done. It's going to be ViCi Gaming claiming it. Pretty emphatically. I mean, we knew that the pressure was going to be on paiN with this kind of a lineup to really get a lot done in the early game. And it looked like
they did a little.
It did look like that way at the start. They had a good early rotation. They made it up from the laning phase pretty much even.
Yeah.
They got a couple of kills and they were kind of ahead. But then What happened?
One fight. Like one fight bottom, then all of a sudden you lose the first Roche, you lose your tier 2 middle, and you just get run over. It's simple for ViCi. They know exactly what they have to do to win this game. And for paiNX, it's like we have to have a great global or we lose the game. And we never really saw that great global. DY, I think he might have won in the game with that grip top lane because I really think paiNX might have won that fight. So props to him.
Have to see how paiNX want to change things up for the drafting game number 2. It's now just one game for them on elimination. ViCi Gaming 1 game away from moving on to that much more money and that much more points. Let's throw things over to Red Eye in the panel to get their thoughts on game number 1.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, gents. 1-0 then. ViCi Gaming, perhaps predictable, but not as straightforward as they would have liked in game 1, I'm sure. Gents, it was a reasonable performance by paiNX. In a way, though, they weren't enough ahead. They needed to be ahead early, but it wasn't enough, was it, to carry them through?
No, I feel like they definitely need like a 10k gold lead or something going into the mid game with no team fight. Like it's all about you getting these pickoffs and not allowing ViCi to ever group up and actually use their lineup at its maximum. And then when a team fight does happen, it's just impossible for paiNX to take it because it's so complicated for them to do everything. I mean, we were all talking back then, and it's like they need the stars to align, and ViCi just needs to click a couple buttons and it just naturally is going to progress better.
Yeah. I mean, it happens sometimes, doesn't it? Yeah, and you pick a simpler lineup, a simpler executable lineup against a difficult to execute lineup, and it usually means you have the advantage.
Yeah, I mean, this is what used to happen like years ago, like 5 years ago when Chinese teams played the Western teams. This is why like the Chinese teams always won.
Right.
Like and Western
Keep it
teams,
simple.
Yeah, they didn't really
Magnus.
understand.
Tide
Yeah,
Magnus.
they just had good team fight, and you would win the lanes. You're like, oh my god,
That's actually
where are we gonna get him? And then like they just knew that like we just need a little bit of team fight, some simple heroes, and then they just grouped up, and you couldn't touch them.
I mean, it's even more extreme in this case, right? Because the better team has a more simple lineup as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So
No, but what I wanted to say about this game is like, they are the better team, sure, but like you can see that like the skill difference, as we've said, like it's every player is
minimal,
gonna
isn't
so
it?
much. Yeah, I don't think it's big enough. I think if paiNX just make it a little simpler for yourself, like get some team fight your first 3 picks, and then you can go like these cheesy, like because Ritsu playing Mirana, like he's amazing on that. Like they have players who can like take over a game.
Yeah.
They just need to like they can't be this hard later on in the game.
No, and they know Black in many ways that they've got to be good in team fights because this is a team ViCi who thrive on that. They want to run at you with 5 people. They want to win every team fight.
yeah, maybe that's why they opted not to go for it, because they already know VG is like really good at team fighting. So they try to
don't want to play them in their own game. They want to do something different.
yeah, they kind of just like pick them off, like pick them apart, you know. But it doesn't work. Like especially in this meta, you need to have at least like 1 or 2 really strong team fighters.
Or if you're going to do that, then surely you go super extreme and you pick heroes which are, they're split pushers, so they never get a chance to 5-man, right?
Yeah, I mean this was just like they tried to do both, and it doesn't really work.
Do you feel like they maybe got a little bit lost in the draft? Because we said the first 2 picks looked pretty good, didn't they? It was like, okay, that's solid. That's exactly what they want. Good opening, and it kind of went all over the place after that.
I feel like they this Phoenix is in your head, and they get this they're like, oh, we need an egg killer, so they get the Mirana and the Lina, so they double down to try to do it. But like these heroes, they're very mid game. If you don't just like crush your lane and have a great time going into that, it's gonna be such a hard game for you.
If they're so worried, just pick the troll. Venom was already banned. It's like, you know, if you're really worried about that egg, you just pick 1 hero, not 2. Troll doesn't ruin your lanes. It doesn't ruin your team fight.
Yeah.
I actually think what messed them up was what they think about this Tiny. Like I think people misunderstand our hero a bit because they first pick it right and they're like, oh, like it can go all positions, it does everything, does a stun.
But at some point, you've got to figure out where are we going to use it. Right?
Yeah, I don't think they should be first picking this hero. They shouldn't. They need to wait a little bit. They need to see a little more because the silencer is like amazing. But then they want to pick one of these laning cores, and then you end up with tiny support with a silencer support, and those guys just fall off.
Yep, Ori 11-1 and 8, the standout on the scoreboard. We've been talking about him seemingly all tournament. He's not fallen off at all. Not really had a bad game even when they've lost.
No, and he won that mid matchup too.
Yeah,
quite
like
heavily.
sometimes we see the Linas come out a little bit more ahead, but this one he won it like super hard. I was
Yeah,
in the
it
lunch.
felt as well in the draft they baited them for that as well, didn't it? Because that Lina got locked in and immediately they were in that Dragon Knight.
I think they didn't care what they picked. I think
Right.
like no matter what paiN picked, they were picking this Dragon Knight.
Yeah. more
So
for
it
their
seems like.
synergy than
Yeah.
caring what the other team. Maybe that's what paiN need to do a little bit of next time round as well. Is
Simplicity.
focus on what we want rather than trying to react to what they've got.
Yeah, even if you're countered, you have a just a good lineup. It can still work out very easily. That's why you first pick TB, you build around him, and he still carries the game very easily sometimes. And it's just how Dota goes. If you have a sound strategy, it's a lot easier than just going all over the place.
Yeah, tough first game, but they did well. Can they do a little bit better though, and maybe take game number 2? That's one of the many questions that we'll be answering when we come back from the break. We'll see you soon. Day number 5 of the Kuala Lumpur Major continues with our second series of the day. A little bit predictable, I guess, if you're looking at the score right now, thinking, yeah, that looks pretty run-of-the-mill. ViCi Gaming winning 1-0 against paiN, the absolute underdogs of this particular round. But it's not quite as clear-cut as you might think if you're just joining us as we head into game number 2. paiN have got a few things that they need to fix, particularly in their drafting, but it isn't that much of a gap, is it, paiLiDi?
Oh, I don't think so. I think, like most teams here, like when you just compare like skill, it's very hard to outskill now.
Yeah.
Like just that way, like you're just better, and that therefore you win. But I mean, the skill comes into the draft, like understanding what heroes you should pick. So like I guess you, like outskilling is outdrafting too.
And
in a
also
way.
late game, right? I think a big part of like outskilling someone is just doing the right decisions at the right times.
Yeah.
I was saying earlier, like a lot of teams now, I think more so than maybe 2 years ago, the first 20 minutes of the game, it's very rare to see a bad first 20 minutes from a team. Very rare, unless it's a complete outdraft, in which case it's an outdraft. But other than that, skill-wise, it seems the first 20 minutes, and it's because, as BSJ quite eloquently put it, everyone knows what they're supposed to do for the first 20 minutes. It's after that that you have to kind of make more decisions and things go wider, and there's a lot more room for error.
It becomes more of a team game.
Yeah.
Instead of just you when you were grinding your solo queue games and grinding non-stop, you actually have to work well with your teammates and actually have like an idea of how your draft comes together instead of just like how your lane works. You're like, oh, we have Ogre Mirana, or we have baiN Mirana in the lane. This is straightforward. But then if it's a baiN Mirana, a Lina, tiny Bat Rider, it's like, oh, okay, we have to like execute all these little things kind of perfectly. So for me, yeah, I think team fight is probably the name of the game for paiN. Just
do you want them to go head-to-head? I mean, Black made the point before the break that if they do that, they kind of already know that they're going to lose because they know that ViCi's team fight is so much better.
Yeah, but I think I mean, maybe like a variety of both. Like, don't pick overwhelming everything where you need to where everything needs to also come together and you have to play like perfectly around all your cooldowns. Just have like a good mix between the two, and don't pick Bat Rider.
Yeah, and make it simple. Just pick a Terrorblade, play around the Terrorblade. Just like, there's no need for any like complicated game plan.
Well, ViCi are going to make it a little bit easier for them by banning out the Tiny and the Silencer.
I'm surprised by that. Well, by the Tiny, not the Silencer.
paiN are a brood team too, so they're second pick now though, so it's a little harder to pick. I think a bunch of the heroes are still left. I mean, Axe is banned out. All the popular carries, the Morph, Terrorblade,
Morph, TB,
all
PL, they're all there if they want
we'll definitely see some of those.
Probably ViCi is going to take the TB because paiN likes it a lot.
As first pick?
Yeah.
10 seconds
I mean,
well,
Enigma,
the first,
Phoenix,
I was going to say,
they're all
Enigma is the other one,
left.
yeah.
Everything's going to be on the table this game, it seems.
Is this one of those where ViCi like, okay, let's give them what they're really good at and see if we can beat it?
I mean, there's no way you don't ban Enigma, right? There's Silencer banned out already.
Yeah, ViCi kind of banned for it, right?
Yeah, Necro is the ban because
Alright.
ViCi do like that one.
They did ban for Necro too, kind of.
They did.
Weaver and Silencer.
I think they're just going Enigma then, rather than TB.
I think so.
You don't think ViCi just opened with the Phoenix?
Possible too?
No? Okay.
Yeah.
paiN should have like
A plan, hopefully.
kind of straightforward here. Like you definitely just pick up TB, I think.
Yeah.
Let's do
TB
it.
+1.
And
TB
they-
Rubik.
Phoenix TB, or Rubik TB
yeah,
as well.
it's fine
Rubik's been a
too.
really good counter, isn't
You
it?
can go Wyvern, it's okay.
Yeah, Wyvern's good too. Just something that can actually just threaten this Enigma.
I think
Yeah.
Phoenix is also, right?
Phoenix it's like okay.
It's okay, yeah.
Lots of options. Just don't go
No
something
Ogre
weird.
Weaver.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean the Weaver's banned.
Oh,
Ogre
No, I said
Pot.
Ogre Mirana.
ViCi are trying to help paiN here
Yeah.
by banning out the heroes that we don't want them to play.
It's like, all right, guys, we know you're going to pick this.
Yeah, they just do the Phoenix.
Yeah. So is it
Terrorblade?
Phoenix Core or
It's too hard to say right now, I
something
think.
else?
I hope they Terrorblade. Come on. I mean, I don't hope they Terrorblade, but that
For
for
their
them,
sake,
for their
yeah.
sake, yeah.
Gets banned second phase, right?
Or they just
Or
ViCi just takes
ViCi
it.
take it, yeah.
TB Enigma is gross.
Yep.
Very hard to fight into.
You could also just pick like one of the stronger supports.
Yeah, but I don't think you want to give ViCi TB right now. And already put yourself on a clock. It's like
Yeah.
never fun.
I mean Phoenix is pretty good against Enigma and TB, honestly. Then you could
Yeah,
put
yeah.
it as core. But yeah, they just take it.
Do
I
they
think this is correct.
Good
Do they-
decision.
PL here? Or do they just go for like something counter the Phoenix? Like the Knicks? Oh, they just do
Morphling.
what? Oh, alright.
Mm.
Yeah, whoops.
It's,
Yep.
it's good against both.
Yeah.
No, might as well.
I guess that's a really good set of bans, clever way of setting that up, isn't it? Because they know they want to take the Enigma first, and they know that actually they're going to get the TV or the Morph.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Very unusual if paiN decided to have taken both.
Yeah.
So it's actually quite a smart first pick.
They have done it before, though.
10 seconds.
Yeah, well, how did that go?
Oh, yeah.
They actually almost won, man.
They did?
They went to like minute 50 with
It
both
went late.
heroes.
It went very late game. It
Yeah.
was pretty surprising.
But they were so far behind, had no chance.
Okay.
They banned the Rubik now. Yeah.
What Enigma counters are there? Like Winter.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
Not
Winter
worthy of a
Wyvern.
ban, though, is it?
Yeah, Winter and
phase ban?
Phoenix together is
You don't want both.
a little
Yeah.
awkward.
Yeah.
Gives Morphling a great target also to turn into.
I mean, unless it's a core Phoenix, it's alright, I guess.
I mean, they just need to figure out the lane servers morph, like how much pressure they can put on. Like, it's better to pressure a morph than it is to like pressure a Terrorblade. Like the Terrorblade just needs so little time until it can go jungle.
Yeah, but
like
the
the
problem-
morph has to sit in lane.
But Enigma's just gonna be like pretty much solo there, right? And pressure him. Whereas the Morph, like you actually need like you need to put in quite a bit of effort to actually pressure him properly.
I like the thing that what TNC did actually. That like Centaur Shadow Shaman.
Oh yeah,
It was
Yeah.
actually pretty sick
Yeah,
versus the
that
Morph.
was- and,
it's not bad actually.
It's like so much damage. Just Ether Shock and a double edge. Like you just get caught by anything and you're dead.
no Zeus ban.
Yeah, I wonder if they just want to do something like that. Just pick a Centaur.
Mm.
Yeah, I think so too.
Or anything that pressures.
Yeah, just some pressure lane.
But then you just need a strong mid laner too, where Morphling can't like lane against.
I mean, what's left? Like Lina, I think Lina's pretty good. I think Tiny's banned, so we can
Lina's
do
alright,
that.
Zeus is alright.
So sorry, Templar is fine.
Yep.
It's decent versus Enigma too. Like it's not amazing, but
I just feel like Templar and TB in one team is kind of like a bit too much.
it depends. I think like if Templar has a good lane, I think it's completely fine. Like she gets an early dagger, like 12 minutes.
Yeah, but you can't struggle, right? If you struggle as TA with a TB, in
No,
your
you
team,
don't. You don't want to get one of the like. You don't have a TA versus Huskar matchup with your TB in your team. Then it's
Do,
definitely hard.
Did paiN just ban out the PL here?
Nah, the
What is
VG already
this?
has Morph.
Yeah, they already got Morphling.
They
Oh,
should
yeah.
probably think of some 5s or 4s. Maybe Wyvern.
Okay. Ban
Actually,
to
no,
Lina.
yeah.
I actually thought
The
paiN.
yeah, paiN should want to pick up Lina, but
Yeah.
Maybe not after the last game. Maybe Quinn wants to just play something different.
yeah.
Like what?
I mean, he's waiting for last pick this game. I believe.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
let's wait, guys. I'll get him.
I'll put on a show.
We're talking about something like a Centaur, just some simple AoE stun. Earthshaker was left, yeah.
Yep. Earthshaker.
Earthshaker has done surprise. Like that's been the big surprise for me this event. Like how strong he is in lane. It seems as a core. Like he just sits there and I don't know. He gets farmed every game. Every game I've seen.
He has good strength gain, right? He has a good strength gain.
There's
People are
like
just like,
3 something.
yeah.
Dazzle.
Oh, all right. That's the
Dazzle
other one they
TB.
ran a lot.
Yep. Puts the pressure on VG a bit. Like if they can't reach this Dazzle, as always, it's just so hard to deal with.
They have no disable on
Yeah,
their
they have no
supports for
stuns.
Morphling though. That's my
stuns.
one scare. Nothing to stop the Enigma now either. I mean,
Yeah.
if the Supernova pops, sure, but that's like
It's gonna be hard for them to pick disables too. Like the mid lane probably won't have it.
yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's why I'm not that big a fan of the roster. The Shadow Shaman sounded kind of cool. Like whatever position they play him in, it's actually pretty good.
They could be saving for a Huskar last pick with the Dazzle too.
Mm.
Nah, it's gonna get banned if it's good
It
Husk again.
probably is, yeah.
If they want to just 4th pick it, just go with it.
Huskar versus Morph mid. Yeah, that sounds like Huskar should do.
Husk is gonna crush him probably, right?
Right.
You throw like 5 spears, he's gonna have like 10 health.
I think so.
Yeah. I'm like trying to remember because I saw that matchup here and I was like, yeah, the Morphling lost, but then Morphling turned into Huskar at 6 and killed the Huskar. It was actually hilarious.
With burning spears or what?
Yeah, he burning speared him to death, and I was like, I didn't actually think of that. That's
Yeah.
actually pretty funny.
Mm.
I think they lost the game though, really badly after that.
Good tanky front line.
So good versus Dazzle
real,
TB.
so much team fight in this game from both teams.
Yeah.
How about a Pugner here for paiN?
Oh, they're fast though. They know what they want.
Oh, alright.
I guess it's alright.
Interesting.
Taxi service has arrived.
So weave plus Underlord damage mitigation.
Yeah. Or even offensive weave.
They're just building a bunch of
Auras.
They've got like Fire Spirit slow. They've got weave on themselves. They've got
yeah,
Underlord.
it's like 2 lineups that run into each other and then they see what happens.
Lots of debuffs. Looks more like like they're fighting a raid boss or something.
Well, you wanted them to have fight.
I
Yeah.
did, but I would like them to have some stuns. That's what I would think.
Yeah. This Brewmaster's always getting split off right now. That's what I'm seeing.
And the
And-
Morphling should... I don't know how they really
It feels like
touch
as soon as Enigma gets
Yeah.
BKB, the Dire is gonna just run away every time.
At the same time, too, though, like, I don't see how they stop this Terrorblade from farming
It's true.
with ViCi's lineup.
I mean, Enigma's just gonna stop him by himself, pretty much, right?
No, I mean, like, eventually, like, if 12 minutes in,
Wow.
like, he's... Oh,
They go for the
think about
bat.
it.
that's...
themselves.
Bat brew.
Now this might actually be a good bat pick.
Yeah. I mean, Underlord is very scared of Bad Red, especially early.
Yep.
And so is Terrorblade.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
And they've got good ways to hunt. That's the one thing I see. Like the Brewmaster in team fights, he's going to look for the Dazzle, and then Batrider has a target he can look for,
Yeah.
either the Dazzle or Underlord.
The laning is a bit awkward, though. It must
yeah, I
be
was
like...
going to say, what's a 4-5 here?
Is it like a...
It's a Brew support, right?
Yeah, Bruce.
Yeah, it has to be a Brew support.
It could be
and
Brew
then-
5, Enigma 4, Bad Red 3, something like
Yeah,
that.
I suppose.
But it's so weird.
It is.
It's like a secret thing.
Or is it a Bat support?
Yeah, Bat
and then
support could
Enigma
be a thing
support
as
too.
well.
I don't know actually.
Bad
ViCi
support always
though.
sounds so...
It's ViCi. Why would they do crazy stuff like that?
Because Lanham is out. He's the stable guy. Now they have a... Who's drafting?
Lanham the stable. Lanham is
Lanham,
the
the
guy.
stable guy, he's the nut. He's the crazy guy.
You guys
man.
would buy Armlet on Undying.
What, but, I mean, stable as in like his drafts in the later phases of VG just was
You
the
mean,
same
you
every
mean
game.
low risk taking?
So
Low risk.
my
taking.
favorite was when they were like, they only have Kunk on their lineup, and he's the only setup, and he just has 1-4-1 with an Armlet as support, and I'm like, this guy's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. Who's drafting though? DY, right? Is it him?
And Fade's got it selected right now, but
I
what's
thought
Fate?
RO2K was drafting.
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
He
RTK
sits
is
in-
drafting.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think he
no.
sits in the middle and nobody else gets a say. I think it's not quite as
I mean,
brutal as that, but he is drafting.
something.
You mean like a VP? Coach plus Ramses?
okay, they banned the Zeus themselves.
I wonder what
Weird.
CNC would want to play here.
There's like no more mid heroes.
Oh, Scar.
Weird.
Oh, Scar.
Huskar
Oh,
Stone.
Scar.
And they're gonna ban Huskar.
They have to ban the
Like
Huskar,
Huskar
right?
actually
Pugna.
poops on all of them.
Yeah, this could actually be
This looks good. Yeah.
because they don't have the outspam, right? Like ViCi has to fight, and if you can beat them in the fight and you have a Huskar, I don't know. They got this weird no stun lineup.
Mm.
It's always
That's the one
spooky.
problem, yeah.
What I'm just wondering is like how easy it's gonna be for this Morphling to farm in this game, like in laning stage. Because
It depends on whether he gets a good mid lane or not.
yeah, no, but even let's say he would go safe lane with this Morphling. Like what would they put an Underlord Phoenix against him? Like that wouldn't stop him, right? Like he would just farm.
Underlord Phoenix is quite strong in like regards of harassing and shutting you down though, right? But like the aura can't really last it anymore.
Yeah, you get a lot of damage built up with atrophy, but it's just because they don't have a support hero to guarantee like protect him. That's the one thing I'm seeing.
Yeah,
But-
they could like Undying right
Yeah.
here or something.
Yeah,
They banned the
Huskar
Huskar, yeah.
And they picked the monkey.
Oh, so now Underlords.
Was a confirmed morph mid then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can technically counter that.
Oh man, Monkey King
What would you
Batrider
pick,
versus
though?
Underlord. Oof.
They need something with a stun, man.
What would you pick here to get
I mean,
rid of
there's,
Morphling mid?
there's like only a Storm that has stun, right?
Storm versus
Storm is not
Morphling mid.
great.
That's like, oof, that's a rough one.
Yeah, it's not great. What about Ember? Ember is not great.
Yeah, they have to Templar. I think that's their only pick.
But then,
Into Batrider too, but it's
No.
I mean it's probably support.
yeah. I mean, it has to be something like TA.
Oh, they have no disable
Just win lanes and try to snowball, I guess. Again.
again.
Yeah, I mean this time at
They have a
least
TB.
they'll get hexes. They have a TB. Let's see what they pick. Yeah, you definitely need to have a good matchup though.
Yeah, go for the Storm again.
This scares me so much.
I mean, it was super obvious they would pick Storm probably because, wow, we need stuns, guys. What's a good CCNC hero? Oh,
I mean,
we
it
got
is an
Storm.
amazing Storm game
If you get
if you
to
s-
the lane.
if you get to start at 10 minutes with farm.
I mean, at least the lineup is not as weird or bad as last time.
Their only disable is Pit of Malice and Vortex.
And Phoenix Egg Explosion, my friend.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
Well, there were two things you wanted to see. One was team fight. They've got that.
They got some
Yes.
of it, yeah.
And the other one was stuns, which
Yeah. Now their
don't
heroes are
have,
good.
So
Their heroes are really good. I just don't see how they do the lanes here. Maybe the Dazzle is strong enough. Like Dazzle actually can like make a bat. Like it's not easy to play bat versus Dazzle.
So it's a position 4 Enigma and a 5 Brew.
5 brew,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
No, because this. How would they do it though? They need some stacks for the Storm so you can catch up later.
I actually think draft-wise this game can go either way, but
Mm.
VG is just better for me.
Okay.
I'll be a VG boy.
Yeah, I don't understand the lanes well enough, so I'm just gonna go with ViCi. I think the Morphling is a pretty good game here.
There's no stun. Yeah, no stun for Morphling. I think Ori's going to do really well in whatever, either matchup versus Storm Spirit or versus Underlord. I think that's the beauty of their lineup. Like I saw at TI, Thompson, he plays this
Yeah.
Monkey King versus Storm, and he just dominates them. So I'd have to go with ViCi, yeah.
Okay, a clean sweep as far as the predictions are concerned then. But it's not up to them, of course. It's up to the players. So let's head back to our commentators for our second game. Gents, are you all on board with the ViCi gaming train as well?
Well, I think paiN have a stronger lineup this time.
Better, isn't it?
It is better,
Yeah.
but would you say it's just as reliant on getting out of the laning stage
You
successfully?
gave Ritsu Terrorbladed. That's literally all you have to do. That's all I said. You give him a hard carry. You hope he carries you. I think it's a better chance to. I think it's a good TB game. Probably not, but at least you gave yourself a chance.
Yeah, it's
what I'd
better
say.
for them, this
Yes,
lineup, that's for
absolutely.
sure. All right,
Yeah.
gents, enjoy the game.
Thank you,
You
sir.
too.
All right, let's get into it. Grant, we have an exciting one here. It's elimination match now for paiN. They have to get a win here if they want to stay alive. ViCi Gaming are looking ahead of this, I'm sure. They're like, we get a win here, we can take a little bit of a break and prepare for the main stage. So, with that said, let's get into it right now as we get underway. Some intriguing pickups, Grant. So, you know, between games, we were kind of being not critical, but we were like talking quite a bit about ViCi's support and his baiN play, DY. He always has an intriguing build with baiN.
Yeah,
right?
he's interesting. He maxes out Nightmare almost every time. I think last game he went 0-3-3 as well. It's strange. In this game, we're going to see his Brew. Now, going from a baiN to a Brew, you have a lot to do as a Brew. I mean, you have to do well in the laning phase. You actually have to be able to use your ulti. I'm honestly curious to see how he plays this. I think this will decide, like, if DY is just, you know, this guy plays 5, or if he is that, like, super high skill type of player.
Yep.
I'm
And
curious.
it's a delicate lane to be against as well. You don't really want to let the Terrorblade kind of roll out of control and get some sort of free snipe kills on your, you know, casual support in the lane. So it's something we're going to keep an eye on. Shout out to that man right there. We got Wepas sporting the obs.
Yep.
So handsome.
Oh, what a guy. But I have a bad... The thing is, like they said, this is a good Storm game past 10, 15 minutes if he has items. And Monkey King versus Storm, this Storm is... I mean, it's going to get worse. I think CCNC is a very good Storm player, but this is not a matchup you ever want to play.
Yeah, is it just simply because of the Jingu mastery and the ridiculous swatting early on?
Yeah, and your range. Because of Monkey King's range, he actually doesn't care about those static remnants as much as other melee players. Like, you can't harass him. Like, look at it. No, he eats it right there, but he ran back into it. That's on him.
This should be a pretty smooth lane for the Ori experience. CCNC has to find a way to get themselves to that level 6 and support at least the extra bit of mobility. Top lane, it's a lot of stacks for the Underlord, obviously, when you're going against a Bat Rider. So it's going to be a little bit of headache there.
Yeah, he has the stick, but I'm still just worried. Like, a Bat Rider versus... You never want to go early Pit of Malice. Like, as an Underlord, like, he's just going to get 5 or 6 stacks, and he has to leave the lane. Like, he has to wait for it to reset, or he's just going to get dove. That is such a hard lane for Underlord. Usually he's a lane dominator, and I don't think he's going to dominate this lane.
Plus you have the denies coming in from Fade on the other side with that Enigma a bit.
Yep,
so the lane is already way pushed forward in their favor. We saw bottom before, Ritsu already committing that first Metamorph. He bullied back DY out of the lane, got some extra bit of farm for himself, but not really kind of taken over and control quite yet.
Yep, it is fun to watch Paparazzi versus Ritsu, because I know Ritsu says Paparazzi is the guy he, like, molds his play after, so... obviously, Morphling pretty damn good versus TB. That's why you saw him, right? They first picked this TB, and then with their next pick, they just instantly take the Morphling. You don't care that you're showing a Morphling. You're fine with that matchup.
As a support Brood, do you think you get any value in getting Drunken Haze early just to kind of mix up onto the core so that they can't get easy last hits? Or is it all just going for, you know, intense right clicks and Thunderclap? I guess Thunderclap for
just
now.
run at him, yeah.
Yeah.
Some random plays kind of going on top. Well, they're going on bottom. I've seen a lot of damage. And we didn't talk Reflection plus Shadow, Poison Touch, not too bad. Just keeps proccing it over and over. And top lane actually, Flea will get the pull. He actually bullied. The Enigma went to body block it with his own body, and he just kept eating these rectly. He's like, I got to get out of here. And so Flea does a good job. You have to pull his lane back versus Enigma.
Yeah.
We see at the Sentry, because Enigma's going to destroy your lane, but if you stop this Bat Rider from getting a few creeps, it's not too bad.
It's full pull through, but of course the Bat Rider's there to kind of intercept a bit. Yang wants to force Flea off from this lane equilibrium, but that does mean that 40R can kind of do his own CS game. It's under the tower, but he is going to be able to creep in some good last hits. Lots of right-click power available on your Underlord, of course. Kind of get it done.
Let's see, Yang, he just Bat Rides away, gets 2 full waves, and pretty easy. I'll be honest, Storm is doing okay middle. I mean, he's had to commit a lot of his regen, but now the Monkey King, this is straight up bully. That's what I actually don't know what Storm does now. It's so hard.
Yeah. Chews through a mango and just has to kind of take it for what it is at the time being. I don't suspect any sort of early rotations that are going to be available to CCNC to help bail him out of this one. So we'll have to see if he can just kind of muscle his way through it as it stands right now. 40R, or DY rather, eating a lot of damage there in the bottom lane. It's going to be forced to step off for the time being.
When he gets the sentry. And eats it up, so that opens their pull up and pulls are so important. I remember for a while, like, not even maybe last patch, it's like people just weren't even doing pulls anymore, it's just all the laning phase. And nowadays with these dual lanes, you have to get the D ward. If you miss a D ward, oh, DY though.
DY,
one more
trouble, and does go down. That poison touch catching top though, it's so good.
Yeah, man, I'm so glad people are getting poison again. This is a nasty ability, especially with the fact it can be permanent, technically. I mean, if you have unlimited health, it's permanent. Obviously, no one does, but I'm just saying, if they did.
That's working real well. The second he gets those 2 points into the poison touch, he's happy to kind of flex it onto the lane, and we see its potency there.
Yep. And all right, middle lane's just over. Monkey King actually just finds a regen rune, and he is a full level above the Storm now. This is real rough stuff here. CCNC's actually doing decent. He is 18-4. That is not too shabby for this lane, but he is ferrying out a lot of regen.
Yeah, it's costing him quite a bit to be able to kind of equalize the CS as best as possible so he can at least hang lots of trades. Obviously, through this bottom lane, anyone hanging within the lane is at risk of eating a huge amount of shadow wave damage, but...
What? You know you have poison on you, right? Like that? He's just getting owned. One more. What? He's dead.
It's free money for Ritsu right here if he gets the last hit. All right, DY. Always kind of...
I was nervous. Yeah, his laning phase, I think even, we were just fine. He's so good in that mid to late game, right? We saw that great use of his grip to win that fight for him, but his laning phase definitely feels a lot weaker than pretty much all of their 9 players in this game.
Yeah. There we see a falling victim to it a bit.
Man.
Step back.
Poison touch, though. I love watching it work because he was full HP and he just poison touched and right clicked him 6 times and he has 50 HP. That is quite the ability. A nice pull on the siege creep. The full wave actually bought him.
Top diving through. They have 3, now 4 stacks committed on 240R. They're looking to take him right under his own tower. Flea does step in, but it's too late to bail out his comrade, and that's going to be a kill. The first kill going the way of ViCi Gaming.
Yep. Like I said, even with stick, you pop the stick, cool, you get like 200, 250 HP, and then you just die. Because Bat Rider's just going to keep soaring over you, and you're going to have 5 move speed and no turn rate.
And he returns back in, tries to wave, but nice quick fortification even, just to ensure this catapult and these creeps get those extra hits onto the tower as well.
Yeah, we talked about bottom lane, but Yang, a very good lane. That's probably when he's at his best. And
these boys are trading. CCNC's level 6 now, and he's going to be taking it to Ori. Can he actually turn this one around and finish him off? He needs a bit more, and it's going to be way too far. Hasted Dazzle shows up, but unfortunately it's just a little too late. But do they see him? Trying to run in. While that happens, there is a commitment towards the top. They are going to be able to torch up the big guy, serve him up on a skewer, and eat him.
Yep, and oh, nice play there by Ori. He actually boundless strikes Laposa, the Dazzle, who was TPing top. Oh, is he going to hit this? Oh, he does. I thought it missed. One more. He's dead.
It's torching him up. Goes down. Good grab from Yang.
Yeah, it is, and a nice play by Ori getting that boundless strike. That is just, I just said Yang's good in the lane phase, and he is showing you why. He is dumpstering this top lane. I mean, it's also the matchup. I mean, Bat Rider versus Underlord will never be... I don't think an Underlord would win that. Even 5K versus 1K player, I think, you know...
Bat's just also notoriously so good against these like melee offlane cores, or any sort of melee matchup.
With no
in the
stuns
lane.
as well. Like, he has Pit of Malice. The fact he went Pit of Malice early, like, he has a level 1 Pit of Malice. You don't want to do that on an Underlord, and it doesn't even really do anything. It just feels really rough for
About as relevant as esports awards, really.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Ori back to the mid lane now, but there is trouble coming from behind. Flea with a mild rotation, it would appear. Let's see if they can get their commitments done. Immediate rotation from DY, though, and that's enough for them to 180 themselves out.
Yep. We'll cancel the TP, and Dire did see that because they have the ward. So they know Panda's not here. Yeah, Flea's okay. He's like, wait, that guy just cancels TP. It means they won't have... Well, missed all 3 Fire Spirits, but they were running out.
All right, well... They're frisky, though. They're kind of showing ViCi that they're trying to draw attention towards this Monkey King lane. 49 and 19 is really nice. 34 and 5 for CCNC, though, is accused of hanging while bottom lane. They're swinging it out, and they're going to get the grab. It's going to be Laposa finished off. The Dazzle maybe overextending just a slight bit. DY is going to be able to pick up the last hit on that one. Meanwhile, mid lane, jump for CCNC. He'll be forced to backpedal a bit. The kill potential does not feel as strong for Ori, though he is commanding the lane.
Oh,
they try to turn it back and around. Uphill miss on that one. Can't slow him down.
Ori, he's playing this so aggressively, but it's working out. Oh, CCNC, it's a real lucky rune there. Regen rune for his bottle. He needed that. because he is losing this lane pretty tough. I mean, he should be, but he's doing a good job of staying in it. He hasn't been forced to go to the jungle yet, and he's still getting CS, so
Yep.
pretty well done by him.
See a tag of a Shrine here. Ori and DY kind of refreshing things up a bit. Both mid laners kind of stepped away briefly.
You like mineral water or sparkling
Sparkling?
water?
No, thank you. No,
No,
I
thank
don't like it at all.
Like, isn't the point of a drink to be refreshing? This is the least refreshing thing I've ever drank.
Bubbles.
Yeah. Oh,
Flea,
DY.
chasing.
You're done, bud.
DY. He's like, I will try to stump you, though. No, not happening. All right, easy advantage, easy pick up there. That was a nice little drip.
Yep, thank you. I drip too hard sometimes, but man, I'm trying to see it. The thing is, so they're definitely ViCi has won top and middle lane. Bottom lane is reasonably even, but if you're winning 2 lanes and you're going even in your 3rd lane, I'd pretty much call it a 3-lane win. That's how math works.
Well, they get the top tier 1, more money in the bank for ViCi coming together. Enigma also could be the silent killer of this game. He scores his level 6 and has a black wall, but yeah, mid level. Here comes Dazzle sweeping in from the side, dishing out the poison touch. And Ori's going to unleash his ultimate right now, gets the trap onto CCNC and doesn't manage to get the finish right there.
That's, I know it can't be on purpose. That was a perfectly placed monkey ulti where the fact when he boundless strike the storm, 2 of the guys were hitting him instead of just 1, which got him the kill, so well done. And this is looking rough. This is looking real rough. You have the Ritsu TB, but he's already in the jungle level 6 of this triangle, which could be okay, but oh, Batrider.
Grab, kidnapping, pull back here onto the Dazzle. Gets burnt on up, waveform forward, and that's going to be the end of it. And I know this doesn't feel like always that huge advantage of picking up the early shallow grave, but without it, obviously, it really stands no chance at all. Jumping in from CCNC, and paiN try to bounce back, but as he goes to the low ground, finds himself in a bit of trouble here.
Okay.
Can he make it about and away? Yes, he can. Has plenty of mana to do so. Paparazzi makes his return on over, and maybe we'll segue this into a bit of a push instead.
Yep. Even though they will get a little bit of tower damage there, not too bad from CCNC because it's a solo kill. Like, it's on the Batrider, and he actually gets a ton of gold and experience from that. And, I mean, they need Storm and Ritsu obviously to have good games. They're the 2 big cores, and I mean, as they said, they have no stuns on Dire. Like, Storm jumping on people is everything to them.
Free lanes, it looks like at the moment for ViCi, while paiN kind of already had to recover from that bit of a skirmish here. Uh-oh. Laposa. Like, I'm trying to get a deep ward down, but now I've ran into trouble here. Looks like 40 tries to bail him out, but there's just no chance for him to be able to make it out in a way. Just gets torched up easily here. And now look who's turning the corner.
Hey.
See Ritsu, but Fade is just beelining his way towards the mid lane instead. That's where action's beginning to kick off.
I like how he didn't even, like, move. He just, like, literally sees and just kept walking. Like, didn't even hesitate.
Good day,
like,
sir.
See you later.
I'll get at you later. Yeah. How about that?
How about I'll just blackpool you in Ruby's game later, and, well, they will get the tier 1. And not only that, they get it bottom as well, so all tier 1s are already down. And paiN, they're struggling. That's the thing. Like, you can't just lose 3 lanes and win a game. You really can't.
You just become a lot more reliant.
OG,
yeah, you become a lot more reliant on user error on the other side at that point. And for a lot of these professional teams, once they have these sizable advantage mid lane, jump on the fleet, hopping up and down. Ori tries to get the last hit, but he is able to Icarus dive out from trouble. Close attempt, but always frisky here is ViCi on the hard aggressive.
Man, I'm thinking, how do they really get banged in this game? I mean, you already have the TB just in the jungle, which is fine. Like, most TBs do like farming the jungle, but has been pretty slow. Like, even right now, you just see it's an Underlord, a Phoenix, and a TB just sitting middle along with a Dazzle. You don't want to be 4-man middle with this lineup. You don't have gank potential.
We've got a Helm of the Dominator, and he's got a little Purge creep with him.
Oh.
Uh-oh. And him and that creep are in a bit of trouble right now. DY happy to completely move on in, but he actually may end up paying the price here. Straggling left behind, gets burned up there. It's going to be Laposa who picks up the last hit. Still, though, 6K net worth advantage already for ViCi.
Yep, usually getting a paiN, you're like, oh man, there we go, we got one of the cores. But it's just a DY. It's just old DY.
Yo.
He's like I said, he's a 1 in 15 type player. He wins. I'm not blaming him either. He wins games. He does his job. He plays that sacrificial 6, and like, getting that panda kill, it doesn't do anything for him. It just gives him some gold.
Yeah, unfortunately, if he had a little bit more money, he could have some sort of mana supply to at least reliably get his ultimate off to really make him work for it. But in that case, obviously, it was not available to him. Seeing some pressure here coming out from the top lane at the moment from Fade. And then there's the Batrider. Hog tying up and lassoing the little birdie. Burns him on up. Takes him on down.
Nothing, man. ViCi, they're looking a lot better than they did during group stage. If I recall, they did get 2-0'd by EG. I mean, obviously EG a very good team, but they're just playing like clockwork here. Middle.
Paparazzi diving on forward, seeing an opportunity to make a go for 40R and Laposa a bit. Starts stalking him out. There's help on the way. Yang's there. Obviously no lasso, but will be there as an assistance.
Yeah, because that aggressive weave, even Morph, like the whole thing, Morph has a ton of armor. You get that weave, and he was at like he was just at like 4 armor. You just can't push there. So
no, certainly not.
Decent ult committal there from the Dazzle. I mean, you don't. It's one of the lowest cooldown ults in the game.
Good old DY here.
He's chill.
His team, I mean, the Monkey King just dipped. They're confident to kind of hang out through the front and get the finish on this tier 2. More money in the bank coming away of ViCi Gaming. The rich get richer. And they're okay with that.
Yeah, they're just playing so perfectly. Now Ritsu in trouble. See you later, my friend.
Both of them go down. We see a simultaneous breakdown as the Laposa drop is also there. Obviously, without the Shallow Grave, still continues to get easily handled. Finished off. We saw the Wukong's man also committed to get the finish from Ritsu.
That's the problem. Where does TB go? Like, you want to be farming in the Radiance jungles of TB right now, but because ViCi is so far ahead and they actually have the mobility of a Morph, a Bat Rider, and a Monkey King, like, they can actually play 3 different spots on the map, and they can punish you.
You were calling last game on more of those base wards. Well, look at Grant who's doing it. ViCi Gaming, they have entry point wards for that top lane exit and for their own jungle. So if they don't see Ritsu over there, they know where Ritsu is, and they're going to go take care of it. So
that looks like a DY list, man. I don't know, just base wards. It's a lot like Tinker wards. Oh, they might find Ori. This would be a nice pickup.
All right, this could be a bit of a turn. Yeah, with that Phoenix save, it certainly should be able to guarantee it, I'd imagine. That is money in the bank, you know, with this kind of a sizable net worth advantage already. There's a little bit of a rubber band, just a little one.
And I don't know, we talked about DY's laning Strohs, but look at his warding. He has that ward in the base, and then he has that one over by like the Dire Ancients by middle, and I think, does that Sentry see it? I actually can't tell.
It is really
It looks
close.
like it does, but they just don't have the vision for it.
I think it's right on the line, so it should be seen. But
and
yeah,
you don't have the vision, right? Because it's on the high ground. DY's warding, you know, that's it. You know, he's a good late game and he's a good warder. You can only have 2 of the 3, maybe. The laning phase, we'll see.
You would be too good at that point. You'd be like FY or something like that. So we can't have that. Here, paiN trying to push themselves back up to the high ground. They see an approach coming for the mid tier 2, but they're a bit suspect. The team fight is still super strong on ViCi's side. Bat Rider's got the lasso ready in his back pocket.
I mean, Morphling turned into the Underlord, so you have even more there. He just plays down all that, has the aura as well. And you do keep the aura when you change back to Morph. I thought someone was asking that. That's pretty damn good.
That's just a free 30 bonus damage for getting that too. Phoenix easily going to be finished off now. Did not have the egg, but you know, still just a sacrifice, unfortunately. Mighty ViCi Gaming.
I just don't know. Like, you have an Underlord for your high ground defense, but get him.
You have an Underlord, not for long. They try to jump in and go for him. Person down. Tries to slowly waddle himself inside, and it looks like he should be safe.
He had that centaur, so it's probably a pretty tough kill. Now Ritsu is farming bottom as well as the jungle while they are committed 5 middle, so Ritsu's happy. I mean, obviously not with the whole scope of this game, but he finally gets some farm.
He's trying his best to be able to be some sort of wild card for the team to be able to pull it back. They have wards down there to be able to scout any entrances coming in from ViCi if they do try to get a sneaky approach, but you know, ViCi are more content on kind of going for the objectives at hand. They get through their business in the mid lane, and looks like they're shifting all the way up north to consider a grab on to CC&C, but he's extra elusive. Not going to be the easiest pick, but more so if they can, again, force him away from lanes and force him away from kills or farm. That's good for them.
I was interested to see, I don't think, DY should be okay here, yeah. He has ulti too. I was curious to see how his micro is, but you know what? We still haven't seen him cast an ulti yet. Bottom. Eggs down.
Committed. Diving forward. Paparazzi's not going to get hit with it. With the timing of that waveform does not matter. They run right back out the other side. It's going to be feeling good for ViCi there.
Surprisingly though, no one does die from paiN. So in 40R, he is the only one middle just farming. But now the siege unit should actually get a decent amount of damage in the top wave. Or the top lane, sorry.
Yeah.
No one's defending it from Dire, so Radiant knows something's up. They're like, why is no one defending their base top when a siege unit is just pummeling it?
I know, even CC&C just quickly jumped to the bottom lane. They're trying to make something happen there instead, but you got to be careful. There's a black hole available. Flea shows up, but yeah, like you said, no egg. Could be quick rotisserie chicken here for your Phoenix, and it looks like that is going to be the case. CC&C tries to jump in from the side, but This fight might be too little. Jump lasso, but quick jump out from CCNC. They're not done chasing, though.
And ult.
They might have to just settle for Laposa. He's like, not even worth the lasso. Just burn him up, boys. Look for the next target.
He has a stun.
Yeah, okay. Double kill for Paparazzi. Yang still looking forward for the setup. Even with DY with the Bears. And maybe even cycling up a new potential grab, but here they get a hold of 40R and finish him off as well. That one also goes to Paparazzi, now claiming the triple kill.
Ritsu and CCNC do end up killing Ori. I mean, obviously, that's why 3 of their heroes died, but at least you get that. Ritsu continues to farm. I mean, honestly, at this point, it really is. It's just, Ritsu, can you farm without dying? You're our only hope.
I don't know, though. There's just...
It's so hard.
You think about the cumulative farm for the whole team of ViCi Gaming, it just means they have so many more tools and options to just make the Terrorblade, you know, not a good, strong factor in these fights, whether it's tossing them up in the air, lassoing them up, hitting with a black hole.
And it's great. We haven't seen a... That was the first Pandol we saw. We haven't seen a black hole. It is 19 minutes in, and they are winning by 9K without using their big team fight ults. That's how good it's going for ViCi.
Yeah, just the factor of having it, obviously, is going to force paiNX to just play their game and play these team fights quite a bit different.
Yep, I mean, honestly, the only true cancel they have of that black hole is Storm zipping over and pulling him from behind. And that is... You never want that to happen. And see you later, Fleet. This... Paparazzi has a, look at his farm. He has a Lincoln's Morbid Treads before 20 minutes in. That is insane.
He's got fantastic farm, and he has his eyes on a shotgun buildup. E-Blade coming up next. Be E-Blade or an F-Blade guy?
I think both. It depends what I'm feeling, you know. And I sometimes have a lisp, so I get scared saying F-Blade where I'm just gonna mess it up. So I think more of an E-Blade guy.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, he's going to have easy firepower to deal with, whether it be Dazzle or the Phoenix. Those backliners could just fall victim to a quick snipe. And Yang now making an easy approach up into the jungle front at this time, just further restricting any access to sweet, delicious farm for paiNX.
We'll see.
All right.
They're looking, oh, nice stomp there by the 40R Centaur.
Get away from me.
Please, Centaur brethren.
They're all up there. Paparazzi, the lone wolf down here, though. Saying, I'll be a Phoenix.
Sure, why not?
Uh-oh. But Icarus dives himself out from trouble.
Oh,
the Lincoln stops him from now. Now can they follow up with even further damage? No. He's able to wait for him to the low ground and make it away. Just not enough catch to be able to stop him.
Oh my goodness. Centaur had the stomp, the Helm of the Dominator Centaur had to stomp up in 1 second. I think they might have actually had a chance of getting that kill, but it was on cooldown. Oh no.
Grab lasso, pull out from the safety of your own home and into the arms of my Wukong's command. Easy finish right there, the big Underlord. And now we have ViCi Gaming knocking at the front door, making a nice little approach.
This feels like a working right now, an absolute working.
A working.
This feels like, you know, you go to, I don't even know. It's bad for paiNX is what I'm saying.
ViCi are working and twerking, I guess. If you want, jump in from CCNC, jump right back out, but they're just going to heal on up.
DY, look at it. Okay, I'm watching DY right now with Pan. He just splits and see how this micro is. It's all right.
Sends in the little Storm Bear,
yep.
and then he's dead.
He's just dead. Didn't even get the tornado off. But whatever, they get some damage on that tier 3, and I mean they're in no rush.
No,
I mean maybe they technically have better late game on paiNX, but they're so far ahead on ViCi. It would take like a 50 to 60 minute game, it feels like, to win this if you're paiNX. So there's no reason to rush right now.
Oh, the second, ouch! CCNC tries to walk up the stairs. It's like an Indiana Jones booby trap was right there waiting for him.
And now I said 50 to 60, make it 60 to 70. Like every death on Storm just sets him back more and more time. He's going Bloodstone again. I mean, you kind of have to, but just not sure what it can do. And Yang has played so well.
This is very LGDS, the way they like have such a commanding lead, and then they hold their positioning all around the outside of paiNX, like those sharks, you know, just like, don't try to come out here. We'll smell the blood in the water and take you out.
Yep, and it's all about this warding again. Like, Dire has 2 wards out, but they're not in the best spots. Like, Dire doesn't really want to be down in that bottom lane anymore, and that's where all their wards are.
Easy Roche, it looks like, here for ViCi.
Okay, DY, you got to Paparazzi step back for half a second, let DY tank. There you go. All right, whatever. I mean, they're taking either way.
Yeah,
sorry.
CCNC's back, but obviously there's no Hail Mary Grand Theft Aegis play, it looks like here. Instead, they're moving as a 5-man towards the bottom. It looks like a smoke setup. possibly a wraparound play onto ViCi Gaming, but I imagine if this goes south, we could be in for a quick one.
Yeah, we could. Especially with this Aegis, they're actually not scared. They can, if they win one fight, your base is gone. Like, both teams have that, right? The Morphling and TB, you lose one team fight, see you later base.
Scouting the high ground is Yang with the sticky. Oh, they're going to see the dazzle. He tried to go up there to go for a D ward, but will be easily punished for it. Obviously, the rest of paiN will see what's happening from behind, but they got to get back because here's ViCi again down that mid lane. Base is in trouble.
They found one though.
Yeah, they did. They get a scrappy little grab onto Ori.
Does he want to use it?
And yeah, he will.
He does. I don't think he had to there because the mech was coming, but a little miscommunication. Not the biggest deal, obviously, but it does make it a little scary. And Ori, they just kill Flea, instant buyback, and this is, as you said last game, this is the beginning of the end, or the end of the end.
Whatever it may be. The end of times is here, possibly for paiN and their end of the road for them at this major. If they cannot hold the line, it looks like the racks will fall. Just one CC trying to go for a scrappy grab. The man who has yet to use a black hole still holds it in his pocket.
Will he? No, doesn't want to use it there either. Nah, we're good.
He's got a pipe still. Doesn't. Oh, there he pops it, trying to avoid the sunray damage, but it's not going to be enough. They'll get the Enigma off the table. No black hole going to be there at all.
Who gets DY, and they're just gonna have to back out. You still gotta be careful.
Oh, good tree. Wait, how did he fall from the tree right there? He started his Wukong's command, and then somehow the tree just take it down.
Was it the Firefly?
I guess the Firefly took him off the tree, and he
Sorry,
fell.
bud.
And now he could be in trouble himself.
Ori has
Diving
no
on board.
BKB.
He has to slide on out, gets the assistance with that force staff, but the chase is on from
Black hole?
CC&C, and he managed to pay him for it. But Fade's there. He's got that black hole. He doesn't want to use it. Finally drops it, but no one's there to get caught with it. The first black hole of the game finds nobody, unfortunately.
Oh, Fade. And hey, there you go. 2 decent pickups. Oh, never mind.
Okay, well.
I actually said, if they can somehow turtle and base a little longer, but Ritsu dying there adds another 10 minutes to the, when they come online. And that's rough. A decent fight, though. I don't know. paiN took it. Oh, Flea almost kills Paparazzi, but he's just getting baited in. Paparazzi's toying. It actually feels like he's toying with him right now.
Like, yeah, I'm almost dying. Come get me.
Yeah, I got you instead. Yeah. So who bought back there? Looked like it was it just Flea? It was Flea, Fade. That was it. All right.
Yeah. Flea and Fade. Well, I guess for paiN, because of that skirmish, they are going to hold on to a little bit longer here, but...
And there you see, watch, here we go, like, he gets graved, like, I'm going to get this guy, you're not getting away. Ooh, whoa!
And just jumps out at that second. Just that hair too late to drop the BKB down and get the secured finish, unfortunately.
And if, like, you're in a close game and you do that, you're like, gosh, darn it. But in a game like that, I bet all 5 of them laughed. Like, honestly, I mean, they know how far ahead they are. I'm sure they just laughed, but...
Yeah, even with the Wukong thing, there would have been a Wukong's command within that fight, but he fell on his ass, unfortunately, was not able to get it off. Doesn't mean he still has it, though, for maybe even this fight.
It's the 2-man weave. Oh, whoa.
Oh, you actually had the egg to survive that one. Try to turn it back in around. That's going to be the pop of the Paparazzi Lincoln Sphere.
I think you have to save Poison Touch to cancel the Lincolns because you need the Electric Vortex there to pull in that Morphling.
Yeah. Paparazzi snipes the Underlord for the benefit of his quick spam of this wave. Now Ori, they just have the Wukong's command. He's going to be making quick work of 4DR. He's just easily put down. And then they get back at prize at hand, which is going to be the Tier 3 and the Racks. paiN on their last potential legs here. I know Ritsu's been frantically pushing out that bottom lane, just accepting the fact that they're not going to have a valuable defense for this top lane, and they're just going to have to sack it.
Yeah, he gets a Tier 2. He's going to... I don't think he can push base, because like most of Radiant backed out, so he needs to be a little bit worrisome. Ooh. Yang actually... Paparazzi and Yang. I was just watching Yang's going from behind, actually, from the shrine.
Lots of damage here on the mid lane. Looks like they should be able to get DY down and finish. Paparazzi also quite low, but he is looking to shoot on down Leposa. Leposa, though, with a quick grave. Looking to make Paparazzi work for it, but that's a Morphling, and he is morphing up a lot of the life. They will manage to break through and at least get the Aegis down.
Ritsu bottom, though. He is going to fall, it looks like. He's 2v1ing these guys. He's like, yo, I'm trying. Oh, no, but Fade makes it a 3-on-1. He has Thunder. He gets it.
All right.
But he's just dead.
Yeah, and the slow turn rate with the sticky is just not helping at all. And he almost manages to get Yang. He even gives him the ethereal status so that the reflection will not hit him. Good save right there.
I mean, Ritsu's trying, but it feels like the rest of his team kind of just stuck in the base. What are you going to do? DY, only one to die again. You know he's like, hey, I'm doing my job, whatever.
Yep.
Kill me all you want. I'm just a sad level 13 panda.
I thought he was going to get a Blink Dagger, but looks like he settled for more utility, grabbing that Vlad's too. But yeah, as we see there, such a commanding advantage right now. 16K gold, 10K XP advantage for ViCi Gaming. This one feels all but certain it would take a Hail Mary of comeback fights here for paiN to get it.
Say if like the rosters were changed, right? At least you would have the black hole, you know, you have that big play, but really all they have is that egg, and they don't really big play with eggs. You can just run away.
Oh, CCNC TPing mid lane, gets caught out from Ori. That TP gets canceled, and he's gonna have to do the long jump back to base himself.
He'll have 2 extra Bloodstone charges, surprisingly. So after he got that Bloodstone, he hasn't been dying, which is nice. But guess what? Your last 2 threes going down here.
Yeah, you gotta be able to offer something good here to get ViCi out. Good jumping from the base. Just managed to snipe a huge kill on the paparazzi. That's a 10K. That's a 10-kill bounty.
All right, that was definitely a little cocky right there.
And now they gotta back up.
DY's gonna die here.
Yes,
sure.
he is. Ori's nearby, and so's coming to Fade with a black hole. Fade with a black hole, trying to find that opening, gets hit though, can't blink in. Still holds the mech, has to force it out there. Do they want to use it to turn, potentially, or are they feeling already too outnumbered?
That was a nice play by Flea. He actually hit the Bat and the Enigma with his Firefly, or his Icarus dive to cancel both their blinks, so well done. I mean, you get paparazzi, if you're going to play with full agility, well, you're going to get punished.
Yeah, a long dive from CCNC, and that Fountain just had more than enough firepower to get the finish done, and a misplay there for ViCi as they do their siege.
And guess what? Ritsu's in 2nd place on the net worth. Now, I know it's a 13K lead, but he is a farm TB, and he's only 3K below the Morph. That isn't that little, and the Storm as well, 18 Bloodstone charges in a losing game like that. That's a lot of Bloodstone charges.
Yeah, I mean, them two are definitely like fighting it out with everything they've got. But oh, as I say that, CCNC, who just happened to jump in within that mid lane, realizes that there was an approach right there. Jump, grab, Yang not able to kind of hold in place long enough, but he zips himself into the black hole, dead center of it with the Wukong's command on top. The Grave, though, is there from Laposa, and he manages to bail out CCNC, who's going to jump back towards the shrine. They'll make that bird pay, but hey, they can't get CCNC down. He survives through the ultis.
Laposa. Laposa's trying his best. And look at this. Okay, so top lane, you have a Ritsu illusion. You had a middle lane illusion as well, and bottom lane he's pushing in. Ritsu is just making it so he's just trying to cut all the waves, but it's going to be tough. I mean, they're I wouldn't say they're back in it, but they have a little glimmer of hope with this farm on their 2 cores and these good Graves.
A couple of just fights tilted their way, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah, and we see up there Yang again, Fireflies. That's now 2 for 2 on the Firefly, knocking a tree down on your Monkey King.
Oh, no. The anti-synergy between the 2 heroes.
We've seen that a lot, too. Like,
ridiculous.
every time we have a Monkey King and Bat, it's almost always, you just don't think about it, right? You're like, whatever, I'm going in, boys.
Only gonna be worse. It's like, yeah, like Monkey Timber Saw synergy.
I'm coming in. Whoa, okay, never mind.
Well, it's been unfortunately a little bit awkward for ViCi, and I guess hopefully for them those aren't like the little steps that may have ended up costing them this game in the long run. Still quite a journey ahead for paiN though to be able to pull this one out. But like you mentioned before, both Ritsu and CCNC doing everything within their power to stay alive, stay afloat, because this is their tournament life. Jump in, grab, good kidnapping here.
That's a good kill.
Yes, it is. Getting rid of that shallow grave. And that is going to force paiN to step off.
Yep, and I want to say that once I've been talking about DY's ward, and at that bottom tier 3, actually, he got another great ward that they couldn't get down, and it just gives them all the vision every time when they're setting up. So DY, he's showing.
And Roche is up soon, so I imagine that's something that ViCi are kind of holding out for. Looks like 30 seconds it will respond. So they just kind of claim the area, get a couple of wards down. But you also see wards paiN's side, so we'll see this approach potentially coming now. Ritsu hanging in lane. Gotta be careful. Oh, stolen. Terrorblade there from Paparazzi, but he's not using the Metamorph yet. He's going to use the Metamorph at Roche, it looks like.
Oh, likely. I mean, if Ritsu somehow gets level 20, I mean, he's not getting it before this Roche fight, but if he can get it, I mean, just spamming that against Morphling even, because Morphling, obviously, his illusion hurts himself very bad if you're at low HP. And being able to spam, that's nice.
Yes. Could not agree more.
But then again, Morphling can do it back to him, because he can steal it. Yeah, we might just have some reflection on reflection going on.
And I know the game always loves that.
Oh, yeah.
The stability of it.
Yeah. Oh, and here, the 5-man smoke from Radiant side. Meanwhile, Dire's 4-man smoked, and this could just be the game. If paiN gets caught out here, they just lose.
Yeah, if it's a pretty significant fight, we could see ViCi just kind of strut their stuff all the way down to the base to go for the finish. If it's just a decent fight, they could still go back for the Roche and claim that, and then eventually make their approach. So paiN need to just win, and that is their only option in this fight. And they are going to consider contesting towards the pit.
Oh, he knocked
That's
down
a
the
weed
tree.
committed. They hit him, and that means that Ori's going to get dropped and stunned. Can they finish off this Monkey King real quick? He pops a BKB, unleashes the Wukong's command. They look to step on out. And, well, Paparazzi with his own Metamorph tries to fight him on back. Ritsu stuck inside, stunned up, can't move. Can he get the Sunder off just before he goes down? No! With the black hole there, they will certainly commit it and guarantee it.
Man, if you somehow get that kill on Ori before he gets BKB and his ulti off, that's a 4-on-5 Roche fight that you're happy to take. But unfortunately, this is, as I've said, it's a 15K lead, right? So this guy, he has an IF Scotty and a BKB. He's not dying to your puny 15K disadvantage. And now they'll get Roche, and they might look to just end it.
It's like another one of the situations like we saw in the last game. It was a great approach from paiN, but at this point, ViCi are just too damn swole with too many items, too much durability to be able to get finished off so easily.
And there you see right there, he just jumped in. CCNC did a good job knocking down the tree, but you got the BKB, and once you get that ulti off, you get the plus armor, and there's nothing you can do. And they just perma-stunned Ritsu. They did a very good job of making sure he can't Sunder.
Ritsu has 20 seconds. Did have a buyback, but it looks like he will be able to hold on to it here. CCNC needs to do his Storm thing. He's pushing out these waves as best as he can. But they still have that ward vision inside the base here, Grant. Oh, 8 seconds. It's going to be actually expired.
They will see. They see Laposa leaving the lane, though.
That's more than enough of a bit of information.
Oh, and I think they know he put that ward there. So.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a gem on bat. They're going to kill it either way.
Yep. Still just heavy pressure from the outside by ViCi Gaming. Now with the Aegis, it's on them to try to close this one out.
There's another thing, if it does go to the late game, the support's favor. I mean, you have an Enigma with the GPM talent, just his amazing abilities. You have a Panda with the split. It's a lot better than Phoenix and Dazzle again. It just feels like ViCi always makes sure they have decent late game supports. You never want like a baiN plus another garbage late game.
For sure. Heavy scaling potential here. They pop the pipe to try to resist a lot of the output damage coming in from that Underlord and jump from CCNC to get the catch on the Batrider on the side. They lose ADR. He's going to be forced to buy back. Lasso grab onto CCNC. He's going to have to accept to lose his first life, then come back. But the Bloodstone only puts him about 20 seconds of time on that death timer.
Greg's gone.
Yeah, Paparazzi, who had morphed into the Terrorblade, uses that extra bit of range and firepower to easily crack the egg, take down, and finish off 4DR. Buyback from Flea. But it's Dieback City here.
Rampage?
This one is all but certain it would appear. Paparazzi just cleaning house at this point. ViCi Gaming feeling confident. Ritsu now, Metamorphed. He's the final hurrah here for paiN. Can he get something going here on the Paparazzi?
Trying.
Lots of damage. CCNC's there also. They surround the Morph. They
Nice
should be able to
dodge.
get this finish. He's bringing in the gains, though. Jumps out and away. Still has 20 charges even if he needs.
Yep. Nicely done there. There's the black hole just to get Ritsu. He actually hits him out. Paparazzi's like, get out of there.
God damn.
And, well, this is going to be the game more than likely
Oh, it looked like he was going to go for a last-ditch effort. Sunder now has to be forced to buy back. They already have a hold of CCNC, though. He does manage to jump out the other side. Ritsu's back, but, yep, he does not have that big, scary Metamorph, though, this time.
Yep.
And they've already lost so much inside their base, it looks all but guaranteed.
And at the beginning of that fight, when Storm actually jumped on the bat, it looked like he could have got away, but because, you know, you have that Aether Lens Batrider, the range on your ulti is actually pretty far, and it just secured the kill. I love Aether Lens Batrider. I wish we saw more Ags, but it's just not very good.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It is
not
fun,
good.
but you can't really somehow, unless you're just some sort of bat god, you can't really always line up those type of shots. But great from ViCi. Is that Megas?
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah. But
And I believe everyone on Dire, no one has buyback, yeah, so they can just, you know, regroup, maybe get an extra item, and then just go in, win the game if you're Radiant. You're in no rush now. There's, I would say, 99.999, a couple more nines, like, there's very little chance you lose this game.
probably one of their biggest comebacks.
It's only 30K. I mean, we had like 50K or something, but this feels even more insurmountable.
Yeah.
And we see the replay right here, Yang doing a good job. So Storm goes on him, and after the pull, because the Aether he like tries to get away, but look at that range.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And they get him.
Yeah. Paparazzi obviously using a lot the benefit of that extra power coming in from the Terrorblade morph. Forcing them all back. The egg, fortunately, feels paper mache, as we like to say.
Yeah, it does. That's just... Oh, and they're going in.
All right, lasso grab, looking to go for the final finish onto Ritsu. Shallow Grave is there. Still holds the Sunder if necessary. 40 yards, like, guys, I'll take you 30 feet this way. Let's go.
Okay, reset. We lost the Dazzle, but us 4 can do it. We've lost our entire base.
Oh, God,
Let's
the
get
tier
back
4
in.
is to drop. This is the final hurrah, but there's not going to be a say there at all for paiN. This one looks clean and looks all for ViCi.
Nice Sunder, actually. They kill Paparazzi. I mean, they still lost the game, but they get Paparazzi with a good Sunder, and good luck next coming from Flea. And I mean, ViCi, they just looked like, I thought, you know, maybe paiN would come in. ViCi in the group stage looked a little bit shaky, but just like VP looked shaky as well. They get the 2-0, ViCi gets the 2-0, and they just look clean. And obviously paiN, I would say, is a step down from some of the other teams they've played, but they look good. And you know what? They didn't get last place here, so South America, they pull forward, look a little bit better, and they did a pretty good job. Even Ritsu kept him in that game for a long time with all his creep-cutting shenanigans, but unfortunately, when you have a 15K lead since like 20 minutes, what can you do?
Now, what about for ViCi Gaming, Grant? How far do you think this team can actually go? I know we've already got a witness like LGD and such, and Secrets out there, VP's out there. Do you think ViCi have a chance to make like top 4?
It's going to be tough because now they're going to go on. They play TNC Predator, who has looked a little bit shaky. I think they definitely can win that, and then they have to play one of the upper bracket teams who goes down. I think they could definitely make the top 6. I think top 6 is where they should achieve to go, and, you know, anything past that, pretty damn good.
Awesome stuff. All right, that was a great series. Let's throw things back over to Red Eye in the panel to have them wrap it up.
Thanks very much, Dakota and Grant, there with your commentary of our second series of the day. Congratulations to ViCi Gaming. Got it done, and they got it done in 2. It seems when they win straightforwardly. When they lose, likewise, it's a similar story. But for them right now, they carry on through the lower bracket, and they'll face TNC in the next round. Our 3 members of the panel are all ready to give you their thoughts on that second game. Black, we'll start with you. It's there were some highlights in there for paiN. It wasn't a steamroll. They'll be pleased that they've at least put up a reasonable fight, but it never really felt like they were going to win that game, did it?
I mean, it wasn't a steamroll, you say that, but they were like 15K down. Like minute 20, it was an intense spanking, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, they like lost all 3 lanes pretty much.
But it didn't feel stompy that way. Like they held on, they wanted to carry on playing.
That's just how VG plays, though. Like they have an advantage. They're really scared to just like throw it away. They take all tier 2 towers. They just contain the enemy, build up like 25K lead, take the Roche.
Back to what we call methodical Dota again.
Methodical Dota, yes.
I mean, it also comes down to paiN's lineup, right? Like you saw what happened. They got this 1 kill on Morph, and then ViCi got a little scared. Like, oh,
yeah,
like
they had to be careful, didn't they?
Weird stuff can happen this game. But like, yeah, it was a very hard game.
But it shouldn't happen in the first place, right? Place, right? That Morph death there was, everyone, let's go. Oh, I died.
Yeah, was that a little bit of paparazzi overconfidence?
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to lose this game anyway, even if I, flap up here. It doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, it's like sometimes it just happens, and then you're like, oh, okay, gotta focus.
Yeah. ViCi's point, again, I said in the intro to this, they either win straightforwardly or they lose straightforwardly. Seems to be one or the other, and thankfully for them, it's been a straightforward win today.
Yeah, today they picked a lineup that looks like it's 5 cores, right? They don't really have these true supports in a way. Just with, of course, we've seen these like Bruin Enigma's been relegated to supports a lot of the time recently, but they crushed the lanes with this type of lineup. That's when you know you're in heavy trouble as paiN. All these heroes are just great in the game. Like Morphling, there's no disable like we were talking about. There's only like a Pit of Malice and a Vortex that he really has to worry about. You got a free game to get the fantastic start, and then this Monkey King 1 mid lane. Just like everything just went. It was just like cruising. Honestly, it just felt super simple.
That's why I wasn't meaning that they didn't win well. They did, but it didn't feel as hardcore as some of the big stomps we've seen, because they were methodical and they were just kind of cruising through the game until it needed to be closed out. There wasn't anything. They didn't force anything. They didn't force anything.
Yeah.
No, there were no really that cool moves. That's what
nothing
right?
flashy at all.
Like when you try to you get them and then you try to do something fast again to get them again. They were fine with I think they knew the first game we're gonna win this eventually, so they just play. And this game they kind of quickly knew too, we're gonna win. Wait for Roche, kind of that way.
I think for paiN though, right? You can just polish your draft. I think they have potential. It's usually a draft that weighs them down a lot.
Well, they finished 9th to 12th, which I know isn't
Not terrible.
spectacular, but it's better than most people had them pegged for. A lot of people would say that they were for one of the weakest teams here, and therefore should fit into the bottom 4. But they've outperformed their sister team as well, so that's a good result.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have a lot of potential if things go right for them, but they just need to figure out how to draft for themselves.
Yeah,
every time they draft themselves in the corner.
Yeah, I don't think they should be too disappointed with this tournament. Like, I don't know what they were expecting, but this seems about right. And like they should know what they need to focus on, like what needs to improve.
Despite the little bit of sloppy play from Paparazzi in that game, he did go 22-7 in this particular match. Ori also joining him in decent scoreline with 9-4-10. And over on the other side, 5-3-7 notable for CCNC, Ritsu 6-5-6. The notable ones, ADR 0-9-6. Tough game for him in the offlane, and also the Phoenix going 0-11-9.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me is when we were talking a lot about the draft, but the biggest thing for me when I see like these teams drafting and you see like ViCi, they first 2 pick this Morphling and they don't address it at all in the draft. That's the biggest problem for me. Like Paparazzi, you can see he had the absolute freest game possible, and that's the first 2 hero that they drafted. So that's probably the biggest thing for me for paiN to identify is, all right, these first 2 heroes have to just start like counterpicking in a little bit of a way.
Okay, let's take a look at our MVP for this particular series. Of course, this one could have been either, actually. We probably could have gone for either of the cores on ViCi Gaming. In the end, it's going to fall to Ori, though, as the MVP for the series. Again, he's been playing very well at this tournament. He seems to have started off post-TI very well.
Yep.
I mean, almost every game we see, whether they win or lose.
Yep. I mean, like this series, he won his lane. Like I believe he had a better hero both games. Won his lane and then like controlled the game.
Yep, snowball from there. Can't expect much more.
That was an insta lock on the DK as well in that second game.
Yeah, and he owned really hard in that game.
Yep. Good item builds too.
Yep, both games. I like the item builds here too. I mean, the Maelstrom was like, I think he just knew he was so free in the game that he's like, oh, I'm gonna get a farming item and then I'll get to my BKB and then I'll tank up a little bit. He just kind of just rode the waves of the game.
How far can they go?
What? So they have. Grant was saying
they're top 8
they
now.
play
They play TNC next, which would give them
next.
top 6.
Okay, so I mean they should. I would think that they can beat TNC because TNC's been a little bit like back and forth. But then the one after that, when they're playing those upper bracket teams, so they might hit that roadblock.
Yeah, could be a tough one. Right, that's the MVP, and let's bring in one of the players from ViCi Gaming. I'm going to talk to Paparazzi right now. Also through our interpreter as well, so thank you very much for joining. Congrats, first of all, Paparazzi, on a good win. Did the game go as expected? Was that what you thought paiN would draft against you guys?
首先先恭喜你们刚刚这场比赛取得胜利。那你觉得是否这场比赛有如你们预期一般的进行下去？
差不多吧，大概也让我们预料之中吧。
It's pretty much what they expected.
Okay, nice and short and sweet. Is he going to forgive us for giving Ori the MVP rather than Paparazzi?
你是否可以原谅他们，因为他们选 Ori 当成这次的 MVP？
我觉得没问题。
He thinks it's fine.
Okay, all right, good. Okay, I'm not in any trouble. Gents, any questions?
Who's the most vocal on the team? That's my one question.
Okay.
你们在队伍上谁最喜欢交流
3号位杨。
Yang.
Okay.
Wait, who?
Yang.
Yang.
Yeah.
All right. So, which teammate do you lose to most in pubs when you play?
你们打路人的时候最容易输给哪一队？
打什么？打路人。
He beats everyone. Was that it?
Are you talking about pubs?
Yeah.
Public
pubs.
games?
Yeah.
Lose to which team?
No, his teammates in his own team.
OK. 你打路人的时候碰到你队友的时候，最常会输给谁？
输给谁？你说是英雄吗？还是？
不是，就是假如说你队友在对面你跟他们打，那通常最常会输给谁？
杨。
Yang.
Okay, I was expecting I don't lose to anyone.
Yeah.
In pubs.
No, I bet he has the better ratio.
Yeah.
Black?
Has to be a longer answer for this one.
Right,
probably.
Okay. All right.
So how important is RTK for the team? Like, how much does he do for them?
他希望这个问题你可以稍微回复的长一点，就是 LTK 对你们的队伍来说有多么重要？
特别重要吧。然后，因为我们5个队员都比较 年轻吧，然后缺少一个有经验的，然后 LTK 在我们队很重要嘛，然后一般他负责 BP 这些，然后就是我们团队大脑。
So he's extremely important. All 5 players on the team are slightly younger, so they need someone with more experience to help out with the team, and he helps out a lot with the drafts as well.
Okay, good stuff. One final one from me then before we let him go and get some rest. The social media team on ViCi Gaming changed the logo recently from silver to gold. What does Paparazzi think is behind the team finishing second all the time rather than first, and can they do that here?
你们社群媒体最近把那个头像从银色的换成金色的，那这是否暗示着你们接下来这次也是很有机会夺冠？
有机会吧。然后换这个头像也是为了，想拿冠军吧。
He believes that they have a shot at this tournament, and I guess switching it to gold, it's their belief in their abilities to take the tournament.
All right, good stuff. Thank you very much. Congrats once more, and we'll see you again tomorrow in the lower bracket. There we go then. Paparazzi, man of few words, but doesn't need them really.
Give this man a challenge. He looks so bored, you know. Like,
he's very light spoken. Yeah, I like it actually. It's so calm. It's like very easy to listen to.
Yeah,
as well.
I could listen to him all night. Just that would help me.
I was
sleep,
surprised.
I think, in the evening. The soothing tones of Paparazzi.
Yeah.
Could you understand? Could you understand like a lot of what they're saying?
Half of it, like especially when he answered these like really short questions, it was like no problem to understand.
Yeah.
But when he answered my question, it suddenly went like super long. I was like, whoa! How do you speak so much suddenly?
Oh, why didn't you try to ask something in Chinese?
Probably because he would like just when you asked, he asked the question like 4 times because he didn't understand it all. So,
Yeah, we need a translator for Black to translate it into proper Chinese for the translator to try.
I want you to
translate it into
next
something
time
that he could understand. I mean,
I'm pretty sure he would have understood me, but he would probably be like, "What the fuck?"
I want you to try it. Though. Next time you do this to a Chinese player, I want you to like.
No, I'll
go for
try.
it.
But first of all, I need to know: can they see us too, or can we only see them?
They can see us apparently.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, next time I'll be like eye contact and
Right.
Okay.
Staring him down.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
If you don't answer in Chinese, if you don't understand my Chinese, I'll be mad at you.
And you can't just run off the screen, and he'll think, yeah, okay.
So mean. Final thoughts then on this series. Obviously, it's goodbye to paiN. We've said it. It's a reasonable finish in many ways for them this early on, and with the lineup and everything else. 9th to 12th, probably okay.
Yeah, I think they made it to the point where the last one that they won was the biggest surprise for me. I was very happy to see that, and they've got stuff to work on, but they've got a lot of time to do so.
Okay.
Like a week after this tournament.
And gents, ViCi moving on. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so all of 5 days after this tournament ends.
Not even a week.
Yeah.
Like
but now they've got extra time.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it actually starts the same week after they finish here. So.
Yeah.
But ViCi marching on, still looking okay. You think, obviously they dropped down early because they met Secret, and obviously it's a tough draw for them. But they can still make top 4, can't they?
They can. I guess the Secret LGD seem very hard to beat right now. So.
They've got to try and
VP are a bit random. Like I don't know, they might be as good as LGD Secret.
They're very good yesterday. Weren't so good in the group stages.
Exactly. I think they're figuring it out though. Like Pasha and Roger looked way better yesterday, and I think those guys, it's like that was their problem. They didn't really know how to play around them anymore.
All right. Thank you very much, gents. That is it from me today, and also from Black as well. Although you see the other two a little later on. We've got 2 more series to come, of course, both in the lower bracket, both eliminating teams, and Shiva will be your hostess after the break.
Coming up next, Fnatic versus J-Storm.